Wait, so I don't need chess.com open or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
Just Twitch.
Just Twitch,
Just
and
Twitch.
then
Okay,
mute Twitch, and then so.
Right, yeah, I have it muted. Yeah. Okay, got it.
All right. Welcome, everyone, to the Mechanics Institute Tuesday Night Marathon Online. My name is Abel Talamantes. I'm the chess director of the Mechanics Institute. And this will be a fun night because along with FIDE Master Paul Whitehead, who does the commentary for mechanics, we have two very special guests. We have National Master Derek Wu with us, and we have Tehas Mahesh, two of the top junior players in the Bay Area, but they're also streamers themselves, so they're going to help us out and call the third and fourth rounds of the Tuesday Night Marathon. It is game in 35 with 2-second increment. The pairings were posted yesterday for round 3, and then the fourth round will start at usually 8 p.m. is the start time. We've actually been right on time with the round, so I think it's gonna be an exciting night. We have all the 2-0 players facing off, and it'll be a lot of fun with 4 of us in the commentary. So how's it going, everyone? How you doing, Paul?
I'm doing okay. I'm ready to not talk so much.
Ready to
listen to the young minds explore these games.
And Derek, you're no stranger to streaming. You actually jumped on the broadcast when you played the John Donaldson Championship in December.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were on with Paul and Patrick Wolf, I think.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it was a blast.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. And you were there too, I think, Paul. Or
maybe I was not there.
You weren't there because you were there Saturday.
Right.
And then Sunday, Patrick.
Paul was there during the amateur team West, where we did some commentary together.
That's right.
With Nick DeFermian.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. Because
it's all a blur.
And speaking of that, Derek took second place in the team for the Amateur West, which is really tough for you because I think that was the second year in a row, right?
Yeah. We kept losing to Ryan's team over and over.
You actually lost to your countryman, right, from Berkeley Chess. So that was tough because it came down to that final round, and one game would have turned it, and but it's tough. I mean, you lost to a tough team. And Tehas, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
So for those that don't know, Tehas does a lot of volunteer work for us at Mechanics, a lot of behind-the-scenes work in the chess.com tournaments, sends out the messages, and actually helps us prepare a lot of files we send to Dr. Ken Reagan for the fair play examination. So thank you for all the work that you do, and it'll be a lot of fun having you on the commentary.
Thank you.
All right, so we are minutes from starting. Let me get ready. Well, I can't get ready to pull up games because I have to wait for Judith to start it. So for those that don't know,
Abel, you're the only one that's correctly named on the Twitch page. Tehas is
how
Paul.
Funny. Yeah, you know why? How about that? How's that? Well, you might see the transition, but I actually...
there we go. Yeah,
I'd actually...
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, it looks like magic, but what happened was I actually changed it, but I had it in the other window, the transition window, for those that know the Twitch. And I just forgot to hit the button, so now we're good. So we're good to go.
Is this is, remind me, this is week 2.
This is week 2, but since we play 2 games a week, this will be rounds 3 and 4. So we have 62 players, I think it is, total in the tournament. But the 62, I think 50 of them are in the top section. So a lot of competition in there, and a lot of players with 2-0. So.
Who's our top board today?
The top board, we have Kyron Griffith, who's the overall top seed FIDE Master. He's playing Kalen Melville, who's got 2 points. He's actually converted his wins without running out of time. So
wow.
It looks like he might have had some practice managing his time with that. On board 2, I am Elliot Winslow is taking on Jonah Bush, a Mechanics member. Jonah Bush, real strong A player. So that'll be good. Board 3, we have Rui Little Red Riding Hood, Rui Yang Yan against Patrick Liu, who's a 1700 player. And then board 4, Theo Biasis against Eric Smith, who told me that he was a member of the Mechanics back even before Donaldson, and has kind of come back to the TNM after.
Yeah, he might be somebody that I know.
He might be, and he's been in the chat too. So
Right. Yeah.
and then on and on. We all the regulars, and we have a few new entries. And then the top board in the lower section, Aditya Cheetah is playing Pranam Pradeep. Yeah, your student along with Dad, and actually Dad's in the top section.
And is 1-1, right?
He's 1-1 in the top section, and Aditya's 1.5. So it's 6:30. So let me look on chess.com and see if Chief Tournament Director Judith Starre has started any of the games. So for those of you that don't know about this Tuesday night marathon, all the pairings are done manually by Judith. She is empowered by chess.com to pair people. So she starts the games at 6:30 sharp, and she's already starting them. So let me just flip a bunch of games up, and then we can start talking about it. So as I pull games up, you're likely gonna see stuff come up. A lot of different games switching. So I'm just gonna pull everything up, and then we can go, one by one and see what's going on.
I was telling Tehas, Derek,
Let me fix that.
that our main job is to make fun of the players.
All right, got it. I can do that.
I actually believe Derek can do that because he was having no trouble making fun of his sister, if I remember correctly, at the Donaldson
good time.
tournament. There we go. All right.
I actually we watched in the last Tuesday night tournament. We watched, or was it maybe another tournament? Derek, Kyron Griffith was playing Elliot Winslow in one of these rapid games, and Elliot missed a mate and won.
Wow.
And with plenty of time on the clock right out of the opening, and
And he missed a mate and won after playing one of the most beautiful games you've ever seen anyone play, just the round before that.
So there's plenty to make fun of.
Yeah, you can't let him get away with that one.
All right, let me pull up a bunch of stuff here. All right, let's go to board 1 with Kyron Griffith against Kaylin Melville.
It looks like a Benoni, Fianchetto Benoni, which is sort of known to not be the most challenging line. But, everything's playable against a Benoni, I suppose. One of the main ideas in the position is just to go knight d2, knight c4, and play c4, put pressure against d6. Rook
Aren't
d1.
Aren't there lines with knight e4, knight takes e4, and rook takes e4?
That's why knight d2 is sort of needed, because if black can try to trade off some minor pieces with knight e4, then black's doing well. So knight d2 was good to, number 1, prevent knight e4, and number 2, to prepare knight c4. So I think that was the better move there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you can see, Kyron knows what he's doing. He knows that it's good to trade off at least one pair of minor pieces in the Benoni.
It's nice that he's trading off the light square bishop, because that's the bad bishop in this opening, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, if you have to choose one bishop to choose, it's definitely the bishop on g7. You want to keep that one. So given the chance, black will probably take on f3. So right now, I don't think it's too late to play knight d2. I feel like knight e4 could have been played last move. There's probably a reason why it wasn't, but
Knight d2 now, maybe knight h5.
Yeah, and bishop e3, I guess.
Maybe you could play rook takes e3. Who knows?
Oh, that's interesting.
Just a thought.
Yeah, I don't know.
To be honest with you, I think after rook takes e3, f takes e3, I don't think there's much play for black, honestly, because you just play knight f1 and then
Well, not knight f1. You're going knight c4. Going knight c4 and e4.
Right, but if you play knight knight c4, you do defend the e4. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
All right, I'm gonna.
I like just throwing these ideas out here. They're, I think that whether you decide on a move or not, sometimes just taking a look at certain things is an interesting way to look at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Wow.
it's definitely a good thing that you pointed out this knight h5 idea. Although since I don't think it works right away, I think knight d2 is definitely playable. Play what white should be going for. I don't know if there's any other.
Same for knight. Yeah, I don't think there's any other reason.
So I just flipped over to the second board. Sorry about that. I had a little issue I had to deal with Elliot Winslow as white against Jonah Bush as black.
Right, and this just looks like a typical French.
That's right.
I guess black played the queen takes f6 line instead of the knight takes f6 line, and I mean generally these are comfortable for white because of the structural weaknesses on e6 and d5. But if black can get a timely e5 without like everything hanging at once, then black should be doing okay. But I mean, it's all right, because e5 right now is impossible due to knight takes d5. So
yeah, which makes queen takes f6 a little dubious, doesn't it? Because
it's not the main line for sure. Yeah, it's definitely not the main line.
Yeah, black's playing a very strange kind of move idea here, mixing maybe wrong ideas. If I was black, I'd be trying to get the two bishop at c8 and the rook at a8 out instead of playing this kind of artificial rook d8 move.
Right, because one of the main issues is a lot of times you see in these structures black goes bishop d7, bishop e8, bishop h5 or something.
Right.
But the problem is the knight on d7 and where like to go, right? f6, right? But the problem is the queen's on f6.
Yeah, maybe knight b6 was even possible there. It looks kind of strange, but who knows?
Yeah, you might have to play knight b6 if you want to get your bishop in the game, but the knight is definitely misplaced.
I think black's getting paranoid of bishop c2 and queen d3.
Yeah, it could be preparing knight f8 or something.
Yeah, but you don't want to play like that. You want to have an active sort of outlook here. If black just goes into passive mode, white's going to be better.
Yeah, definitely. And white can still play something like bishop c2. Among like just rook e1 is also a decent move.
I guess we like white.
And we're going to switch over to Rui Yang Yan as black playing Patrick Liu with white.
It's out of the Catalan, closed Catalan.
That's right.
Closed Catalan.
From white side.
Yeah, so I'm not a fan of these for black because, in my opinion, if you're going to play like the Slav setups against Catalan, you sort of have to take on c4. Otherwise, like you're just going to get squeezed. And I mean, some people are okay with that, but that's just not really the style. And white's main options or main ideas here is just like queen c2, e4, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, I think you can also start. I think you can also play bishop. Yeah. Queen c2, bishop f4, and rook c1 is one plan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with the immediate queen c2, e4 either. I mean, black's light scored bishop is just really tough to get into the game.
I think that's one of the reasons why this line isn't that popular, at least at the top levels from the left side.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just hoping white will give a pity draw, basically.
I've seen Rui plays these kind of slow systems.
And she's pretty aggressive player too, so it's kind of interesting plays that Catalan.
Maybe she's in training for when she starts playing Grandmasters regularly.
I got to change up the style probably.
These solid systems.
So I'm moving over to Theo Biasis on board 4 is white against Eric Smith. I'll let you guys observe it. I will be right back.
Right, so this was...
Yeah, I always like to have white in these positions with the two bishops.
Two bishops are very
just a minimal advantage, but it's a long-term pull.
At least
Usually.
black
Yeah.
has managed to get rid of the fights for bishops. So I think black is quite comfortable. I think after castles queen c7, c5, there should be a good play for black. Or at least keep equalized in time, maybe.
I don't know about completely equalized. Like black is fine, but I think white is definitely
Yeah.
the one trying to win here. Like queen f3, bishop e3, rook d1. It's not. I don't know. White has like short term and some long term pressure.
True.
I
Maybe
agree.
one idea could be to-
I think superficially, black can run into a lot of problems in games like this. If you play c5, white's gonna have a 3-2 majority on the queen side, and it just opens up the position just that little bit more for the bishops, and
Exactly. And c5, like you can just play rook d1, and I mean, do you really want to take on d4? And like get yourself into all kinds of nasty pins and such. Like
now, if you're Karpov, you're going to be okay with black here, but it's you've got to be a certain kind of player to play this really well, I think.
yeah, it's not fun for black. I think black just has to sit solid with like knight d5. I don't think they can try to play for c5 at the
Maybe
moment.
e5 is a better idea. And
Yeah, it could be, but for now, I would just leave the pawns there. I don't really want to open up the bishops.
All right, guys.
yep,
Yeah, I think black should
definite
take
plus
six
for
here.
white, but not not yet completely altering anything seriously.
Let me go to this game between Nitish Nathan and Kritan Gopalakrishnan. Nitish is white. What do you think of this?
So white's up a pawn already?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
not good for black, huh?
I mean, they're missing their h pawn and the g pawn.
And the f pawn is weak. The f5 pawn is the target.
White has bishops once again. I mean,
Yeah. I think that black has made some mistakes here, and we
Yeah, it's
should
not
move
ideal.
on.
All right. Let's check on do a board one check here with Kyron and Kalen. Interesting.
Okay, black definitely has counterplayed. I think b5 was given and way too quickly from white. Where did he go wrong though? Why didn't he play a4?
well, I mean, a4 is still a4 here is met by b4 for sure.
Yeah, but before, I think a4 should have been played. Black shouldn't have gotten b5 this easily. It's not looking good for white in that manner. Yeah,
This is a
there's
tough
no
little
b5
game.
counterplay.
It's a tough little game. I mean, looks like black is doing okay.
Yeah, if white can play a4 successfully, then he's doing well. But the thing is, after a4, b4, you can't take advantage of the c4 squares. So black is going to play c4 move, and hard to see where white's play is coming from.
So I think if I'm white, I want to play something like, I want to get my bishop out of the way from f4, and it looks like, I don't know, maybe queen c1 and bishop, maybe rook b1 to defend the b pawn. Knight c4 is an idea for black too.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I do agree with your idea of queen c1 and bishop h6. I believe I feel like white now has to try to find some play, and since there's no play, I think black could easily just take over the game. Rook b1, all right. Good.
Let me flip over to
Anything could happen here.
Rui's game on board 3.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We have the pawns challenging each other there.
Wait, what?
It looks like black got sort of what they want here with this a5 move.
The thing is, like, with white, you should never, in these structures, I don't really think c5 is necessary.
Yeah, I also think c5 is a slight mistake here. I think or a slight inaccuracy at least.
The only time you can even consider c5 is when your bishop is developed, so you have like a3 in this position, and also if b5 works as a counter break, right? If you have c6 or something, but here it just doesn't work.
Yeah, so I think white's made a mistake here for sure.
Yeah, c5 was too premature in that position.
And now is even losing a pawn, right? After a takes b4.
Yeah.
And where can the knight go? I mean, I guess a4.
Yeah, a4, but it's not.
Black can just play knight b6 and is up a pawn. Yeah, this is a kind of elementary, like you said, Derek, elementary thing. You want to be able to play a3 there. And if you can't, you're going to mostly get into trouble.
Well, at least light square bishop for black is now solved. So the bishop can just go to b7 or a6.
And white didn't want this, clearly. White needs to go back to the drawing board with this, with the way they played here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check in on Ashik Uzaman and Dragonfish 9127, who is Imran Champsi. Ashik is white.
Ooh, so this one's interesting.
This is
I mean, white should definitely be trying to get something going on the king side with like g4 at some point and trying to get something there, I think.
Yeah, maybe even right away.
Yeah, I think g4 right now is probably g5, knight d5, or g5, queen h5, just because black is just going to play on the queen side, so white needs to get his counterplay as soon as possible.
Yeah, and I agree. I'm not sure that like queen d2 might be the wrong move here. It might give black just one extra move. So you're right.
No, white needs to act right now. If g4 is played right now, I don't see any reason why white should complain. But
yeah, black probably is going to play knight e4, but after g5, but maybe black can play g6 after g4.
g5?
And knight h5. Oh, knight d5.
Knight takes d5, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you go knight e4, I can still just take on d5 and play bishop b4.
Yeah, black looks like they're in trouble. The queen is misplaced on b6 as well, I think.
I'm going to flip over to the top game in the lower section with Pranav Pradeep, who's the only 2-0 scorer in that section against Aditya Cheetah.
Oh, Aditya doesn't have a name. Look at that, a chess player without a name.
He's the nameless.
How is that possible?
The boy with no name.
Well, this kind of looks like it might be balanced in some way.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like I'm preferring white here because there's just seems to be more ways, I guess, to create threats, or maybe at least some play.
I don't know. Look at all these misplaced.
Yeah.
I mean, in a way, white's pieces on the queen side are misplaced and just targets for black pawns or something.
Yeah, I actually, it's probably equal, but if anything, I sort of like black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, probably black is better.
Yeah, I mean, unless white can find some tactical move here, I think black is kind of calling the shots here a little bit. Maybe
black just controls all of the key squares here, and white has to be careful of stuff just flooding in, like knight d4 at some point.
I agree, Derek. Yeah, b5, knight d4, bishop f4 check.
Yeah, black has all the tempo moves here. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to flip over to board 1. We have some moves here.
Mm-hmm.
Kyron is pushing those pawns away.
Yeah, black's calling the shots here too. Queen c1 idea was played, but
so yeah, 2 moves here that I would consider. I don't think bishop h6 works, right? No. So I mean, either knight a4 or Actually, yeah, I would probably go for knight a4 and try to play b3, knight b2, and try to get control over the c4 square at least.
But it won't really matter too much because there's just already play on the king side and the queen side. It's like one of those games where you control both sides of the board.
Well, it's not gonna be easy. I mean, if black plays g5, white will probably be happy to take on e5 and then play on the light squares.
Yeah, or you don't even have to. You can also play bishop d2 and say like, okay, I'm going to play e4 at some point, and you're making weaknesses as well.
Yeah, again, a tough game to call.
All right, let me go to Elliot Winslow on board 2 with Jonah Bush.
Wait, g5, that's really committal in that game.
Yeah, well, we'll come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sorry. Yep.
Wow, how did that bishop get to g6?
Oh, black has done well here, I think. Looks like.
Oh, there you go.
Starting to.
There you have it, right there.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about knight h2. I don't know if probably not that great, but
yeah, it's funny that White's just not getting off the ground here. Doesn't seem to have made serious. Kind of playing a rope-a-dope strategy,
Yeah, I really want to get b5, knight e5 working, but black can always just try like knight a5, knight c4. That could be a little bit annoying, or even knight e7, knight f5. So.
And Paul, haven't we been seeing Elliot do this like in the first round of the TNM games? I feel like
he kind of plays this slow. He gets these kind of. Yeah, there was another game where Elliot kind of was. I mean, you could argue that black is ahead in development here, and that's kind of what I'm talking about.
Right.
I think. White seems to have kind of, h3. Was that really an important move? I don't know.
Right. So probably just try to keep either like bishop e5 or bishop f1, something along those lines.
Well, if you just drop the bishop back, your bishop just got worse than black's bishop.
Well, I mean, temporarily, yes, but I mean, in the long run, you really want to keep that bishop, in my opinion. You can try to play knight h2, knight g4. I mean, like black still has a lot of light squared weaknesses, so.
Yeah, it's a very complicated game. Quite complicated.
Let's do a spot check on Rui's game on board 3.
Looks like she's thriving. I mean,
yeah,
that's what the Grandmasters. Yeah,
and is targeting a2 now.
I mean, one idea could be to play knight e4 and f5 just to lock in that bishop on g2. I mean, okay, it does weaken the e5 square, so. But it does have.
My priority would be to attack this a2 pawn and then just win the game without too much fuss.
Yeah. I mean, 5 is also like a break you can try to go for.
Yeah, but for that you'd probably want the knight on e4, just to avoid any like long diagonal stuff. Tactics. I mean, compared to bishop c4, c5 doesn't look that good because it just opens the c file and there's more play for white. So black's next move is probably bishop c4.
I mean, not if
pile up on the a file, and play knight. You have moves like knight e4 and strengthening moves, h6, knight e4. Bishop c4, bishop b5.
I mean, it doesn't really matter how black wins this. I mean, it's pretty much just a matter of technique.
Should be, I think.
All right, we're going to move over to Theo Biasas, who's white, against Eric Smith. How's this?
We're having some tough little games here in this round. I want to see some slaughters,
Yeah.
What's with all this, players playing tight and careful?
You want to just let loose, huh?
Yeah, it seems like black is getting closer to consolidating. I don't know. Maybe white can try some h4, h5.
Yeah.
But
wait for black to do something.
yeah, and if they play h6,
file.
Yeah, exactly. Rook e4 is also an idea. Bishop d2.
Yeah.
Definitely
want to bring your pieces. Bishop d2 or bishop g5. That's a good move.
Yeah, I guess bishop e7.
Testing the waters a little bit, and
Yeah, black should definitely go bishop e7 here, for sure. And then white's probably going to have to go back bishop d2.
Well, bishop takes e7 is not out of the question. White can say the bishop is the better minor piece here. As it's still the better minor piece. If bishop takes
I guess
e7.
you could, but I mean, I'm just a fan of the bishops.
Yeah.
So I'm following a game has potential for the wildness that Paul is seeking. So I'm going to switch over to that.
I'm going to sleep over here.
And that's Ashik Uzman against Imran Chomsky.
Oh, black is getting smushed, I think, here.
And I think earlier D4, we were liking
D4,
black.
EF6 just wins, like...
Yeah, black is losing a piece.
That's well,
are they D4?
Then you can just take on F6.
Yeah, because DC3 you have rook takes E8 check, rook takes E8, and then bishop takes. So DC3 doesn't work. Yeah, so the white's just crushing here.
Just rolling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, badly calculated by black. Something went off the rails.
All right, let's check in on Kyron, who is unleashing the pawns now. Like he unleashed the Kraken.
Right, so I think B3 sort of invites... Okay, rook C8 is basically like anticipating B3, and he wants to answer that with C4. So B3 is out of the question here. So I think E4 should give a decent amount of counterplay, actually.
Well, then knight D3.
Knight D3, yeah.
I mean, what about H3, though? I mean, sorry, H4? Just because G takes H4, you can play bishop into H6.
It's interesting, but...
Black has another idea here, which is to play queen D7, forcing B3 maybe, and then play C4.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong idea.
Maybe white should play queen C2 and then pawn E4. I don't know. White's got to do something.
So what if E4? What if E4 knight D? Oh wait, F4.
Maybe that's a good move.
Yeah, it looks. I don't see anything wrong with it right off the bat.
I mean, the only problem is that D4 to D1 diagonal.
If this is followed up with pawn to E4 or something, maybe it's what's the thing that white needs to do here.
Well, I think black's just gonna go knight F7, but then E4 is strong, I think.
And if knight F7, yeah.
Let's play.
It's a knight
E4
better placed on F7 or G6.
What?
Is the knight better placed on F7 or G6?
Well, if it's on G6, G5 singing.
Oh yeah, right.
So yeah, I think E4 here should be played.
Yeah, E4 looks good.
Or queen C4 first, just to block things up a little bit.
White's just playing quickly.
Maybe queen C4 was a little bit more... Oh, queen C4, maybe queen A5, and... I don't know. It still looks good for white, though.
Well, then B3.
Yeah, and then B3, and then you still get E4 in at some point. So maybe that was good as well.
So I'm expecting queen D7 here, and then pawn B3, and then I'm not sure. Kyron takes on E4. So
what if you just went? What if you just went C4 instead of?
Well, Kyron's gonna play queen D7 attack. Oh, now he plays queen C4. Very smart. Although it allows bishop D4 check and E3 maybe.
But there's bishop E3 from white. I don't think that's gonna happen. Unless G into F4, G into F4, G into F4, knight C7. No, knight C7, that's not a good place. Knight B8, knight D7 maybe.
Well,
I
if
don't know
white takes
that
back on e4, he's really
is
happy.
strong looking.
Yeah.
I think queen a5 is.
Queen a5 would have just put the queen completely out of play, I think.
Yeah,
But I thought that tempo was essential because now bishop e4 and like white is like the happiest man on earth.
It looks like it. I agree. Although queen g7 attacks the knight at a4 and the pawn at h3.
Maybe that's what he's banking on. But even that, I don't really believe in. But maybe
I could play rook takes e4.
Yeah.
And then take back with the queen on e4. I don't want...
but if you take back with the queen on e4, black just plays knight b5 and knight b4. That's black's plan.
Well, I might play queen g6 and then try to play bishop e4.
I'm going to do a switch to
I don't know.
This game here between Nathan and Crichton.
We've got a fianchettoed knight. I love the fianchettoed knight.
That's pinned. A pinned fianchettoed knight.
This looks horrible for black.
What if white just goes... Yeah, h5 is great. Or rook d4, I thought. But
rook d4 might have been better.
Or rook d4, rook c4 perhaps? I don't know.
No, then something hangs at d5. Anyway, black looks like he's completely
h6
lost.
Anyways, h6 here. Just go h6. Just go h6 and
then just try to mate him. Yeah. That's
h6, king takes rook d4. But then rook c1, king h2, rook c4.
I don't think black's going to survive that in any case. Rook takes... Yeah.
I see a funny line. I see a really funny line. So h6, king takes, rook d4, rook c1 check, king h2, rook 1 to c4, rook h1. Rook takes d4, king g1 check. Oh, but then knight h5?
No, you have rook h5.
No, rook h5,
yeah. I'm glad you guys are calculating that out because I got lost after the first moves.
Well, okay, if black doesn't take on h6, I think that's just...
I mean, white is winning positionally. White can just play queen f4 here, and black can just resign. You know? Yeah. I mean, it's just all kinds of ways. Materially, white is ahead. Positionally, probably mating black. You know, it's just miserable for black.
Oh, wow, b4.
And that's a good move too, because now you can play rook takes d5 or bishop takes d5. Yeah,
that's just
it just wins pretty easily. All right.
So let me.
I vote for the next game.
All right. Let me. There seems to be a little bit of progress in Elliot's game here, positionally anyway.
Thankfully.
So what do you think of Elliot's position here as white?
Well, it's definitely looking better than it was before.
Another complex game.
Well, white can go for ideas like rook e2, rook b2, or rook c3, rook b, for example.
Yeah,
you can also
just 5. I think that should be taken into account.
I mean, rook e2 here then.
Yeah, probably rook e2.
Rook e2 is an idea. There's also
knight b3.
Queen b3 is an idea.
I think we have to be careful of e5 because e5 could anytime.
Yeah, black seems to be doing okay here. You know, yeah. I think again, white just seems like sort of almost maybe white does need to play bishop d3. You got to watch out for bishop e4, bishop h5, e5. Bishop a5.
Well, I don't know. So let's just say white plays rook e2. How does black respond?
Bishop h5. I mean,
rook b2.
Maybe e5.
After bishop a5.
No. I mean bishop h5. Rook. Oh, so bishop a. So rook e2. Bishop h5. Rook h5. And then e5.
That feels weird.
Everything, yeah. I mean, black has some attacking chances here.
Queen b3.
Okay. See, even rook b8 would be okay for black here, I think.
Yeah, that's true. It's funny though.
And then maybe your knight h2 move. Oh, but then that hangs the pawn at d4. I think black's just doing okay here. You know.
Let me move and check on
You could play
Rui's.
rook b7 here. You could play rook b7 just as a threat of queen takes b7, bishop h2 check.
Oh, sorry, just switched it out over here to Rui's game against.
So black played c5 and white didn't take on c5 and let
man.
d4.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's not
That's
good.
exactly what
So
happened.
this is it's just bad for
Yeah.
white. White's just got rocked back by this pawn loss, and now is just kind of going to her doom.
e5 had to be played, I think. I mean, no matter, because I don't think anything else kind of worked. Yeah.
Yeah, white's just moving pieces around at this point. Yeah.
Let me follow a game that we haven't looked in on yet. This is Vishwa Nanuganda against Pranav Sairam. Pranav is black. This is board
This is
5.
a strange position. I like white for sure, but how to continue. H4 almost does something.
Well, h4, that just creates more light square weaknesses. So if I ever have a chance of playing bishop g4 and getting rid of the light squares, maybe there's something with bringing my knight to d3 or f3. That's still a far away thing, though. Yeah, h4, what if we play...
No, I don't think H4 is good. What if
White's sitting on a nice advantage here, and maybe can improve with queen
Why not just
c5
D3?
maybe.
Why not just D3 and ask black what he's going to do?
Sure, and pawn h4 looked like a good move to me.
The thing is, I feel like H4 sort of helps black get his rook into the game.
Yeah,
Rook G6, and it can swing over sometimes.
that's true.
I feel like the rook on G5 is awkward right now, so I just want to keep it there.
I like moves like queen c5 and here, and just kind of setting up a dominating.
Yeah,
I like that.
it goes H4.
H4 doesn't look too bad. It gains some space, and
I wonder how much that space is really worth, though, because, okay, the king is going to stay in the center unless d3 is played. And
yeah, that move, I agree that it doesn't pay much attention to king safety. So, and I'm not sure what white has in mind for that. And now white finds it difficult to play pawn f3 or pawn f4, which might have been a good idea too. So h4, I think, is not that great.
Mm-hmm.
I agree now.
I mean, D3 is just the simplest solution.
yeah, d3 was a pretty nice move, honestly. Because you just enter a IQB position without the dark square bishops. So that just has to be +4 black. I mean white, sorry.
I still like white after queen c5.
It should be 5. That strikes me as surprising.
Okay, I don't think white knows how to play this.
Well, there's a kind of a clever idea here. I mean, you do want to take maybe on e8 and have this dominant knight versus bishop kind of situation. It also might enable you to play queen c7.
But what if black just plays bishop D7 here?
Yeah, that's true.
There's that.
There's that. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It seems like it may be just a stab out in the air and not really accomplishing much.
Yeah.
For some reason, well, knight e8 is a very interesting move because it covers that c7 square, but I don't know. Knight seems placed with a little bishop b4. I guess that solves our argument here.
It's almost hard to tell who's got the better minor piece if white plays bishop e8.
So I'm switching off to Michael Walder. National
All
Master is giving a lesson on the restriction of pieces against Black, who is
I'll agree with that statement.
who's Kevin Roberts.
It looks like any Grandmaster would resign with the black pieces here. Okay,
Yeah.
C6 is a good start, but I mean, Rook D1, I'm not sure how much it really helps you.
I mean, look at that knight on D8.
Yeah, Black is in trouble, obviously.
I just like how Black moved his queen out from D8 to H5 to connect the rooks, and then just decides to put the knight on D8 to just disconnect them finally.
So let me move on to board 1 here. Kyron against Kalen.
Ooh.
Well, okay, so my idea of playing Queen G6 happened. I can see
Right.
how this kind of happened here. And Black has just played Rook E2. Everything's hanging in the balance here. Bishop E4, Queen H3 is good. So White has to be careful here. Wow.
Yeah, and unfortunately, F5 runs straight into Knight E5, so that doesn't work. Is there anything else? I mean, Rook E1 I don't think works. So that's unfortunate.
Just lose the bishop. Yeah.
You know, it somehow struck me that when White played Knight A4, that Black had something. Yeah. Maybe just Queen D3 here.
Yeah, Queen D3 is a good consolidating move, and then Black's probably going to play something like Queen E7. King F1 then? Who knows?
I don't know, Bishop D4 check too.
Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, start with Bishop D4.
Well, yeah, I mean, Bishop D4 does allow for future Queen D6 checks. I like to play things a little safe, at least, when it comes to checks, because I often miss them. So, I mean, I think we can save up on Bishop D4 check, per se.
I think this game has been hard to call ever since it started. You know, it's still like so fluid with a lot of tactics, and
Just the only thing that stands out is Kalen's time management here. It's got 6 minutes compared to 23 for Kyron. So
Yeah, and I would say like it's much easier to see White going wrong here than Black.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Black has a very solid setup. That's kind of surprising, as it's a Benoni, isn't it?
Black's never solid in the Benoni.
Yeah.
I'm going to move over to Elliot Winslow on board 2 and Jonah Bush.
So Black didn't want to play Rook B8 and played something else, Bishop H5, and White played Knight E5, Bishop E5 takes, and now Queen F7. I don't know exactly how this came about. Maybe Black played Knight A5.
Let me just move over here to see what's going on here. Is this imminent mate between Nitish?
Oh gosh. I'm sure it is
Yeah,
mate.
has
I'm
to be.
sure it's mate.
Has to
No
be.
doubt about that. I mean, Queen E8 check.
Okay, but I mean he's playing this way too quickly. Why is he spending
Queen
2
E6,
seconds?
King G7, Rook G5 check. That's gonna be the end.
That is it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, that works.
Like you have to
Too
go.
many pieces. Three pieces.
I found something more aesthetic though. King F6, Rook F5, Rook F5, and then Queen E6, F4, and so on.
Yeah, it's true.
Is-
Okay, Rook G5 is.
Yeah, simplest.
Yep. King F8 would probably lead to the most beautiful mate
Mate
here.
in one if King
King
F8. King H7, it's actually Queen 8. It's mate in one no matter what.
We got a
Queen
resignation
H3,
there.
Queen H3 is mate.
Yep.
All right, so let's get back to board 1. We've had a couple of moves played here.
Rook D1,
Okay.
Queen E7, Bishop F3.
Wait, doesn't it Rook
Oh,
D2?
that- yeah, Rook
Rook
D2.
takes. No, Rook D2, Queen E3, Rook F2, and White's Oh, but then
Queen E1.
yeah, no.
Queen E1 check.
Queen E1 check. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, game over. Chiron, bishop F3 was lemon.
Yeah, and it was almost, he's probably trying to play a little bit faster given his time, and it just led to that.
Yeah, it's an elementary tactic, I would say, though.
Yeah.
And with 5 minutes left on the clock, you should have seen it in any case.
Well, he's seeing it now because
You got to play position. You can't play the clock.
he's not taking the rook back right away, so he knows something.
Yeah, spending more time on after the blunder. That's typical of amateur thinking. And you have to do away with that kind of thinking if you're going to progress, become a master.
Well, not taking time after the blunder doesn't help anyway, so.
but making a quick move, how many times you make a quick move and then it loses a piece and then you start thinking. It's like you're supposed to start thinking first and then you won't make the blunder.
All right, we'll switch over to let's follow Elliot's game because it looks like Chiron's got it under control there.
This is suddenly looking like it's going a little bit White's way in a way here.
I think I feel like Black somehow misplayed this. Maybe knight a5 just allowed knight a5 just allowed knight e5. I don't know. Something did not go Black's way.
Yeah, I think I know. It's hard to say exactly what's going on here. I mean, in some wonderful world for White, you can play f4 and g4, g4 and f4, but it's still tough.
It's not that easy for White to come up with the plan though, because Black always has this idea of d4, and combined with bishop g6, and I mean, like, White can't blockade either. Like bishop d4, knight c6 could, be an issue.
Elliott's going with this muscular plan of g4, and maybe he's going to play f4 next move and just go for it. Yeah,
but then
wow.
I think that's probably the right idea.
I still feel like d4 here makes sense, but maybe not because you just lose the pawn without much play.
d4 is something to consider.
White could be a lot worse here, or it could be, he wants to play king h2 and king g3 or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think White. I don't think White played this properly. It's okay, if you just exchange up all the minor pieces and entered a rook, a major piece middle game, I think that would have still been better for White. I mean, with all the space, you could at least attack the king in a more safer manner, I guess you'd say.
White's hoping for a miracle here to be able to play f5 or something. Black needs to play actively though here. It can, wants to bring that knight back into the game, play h5 maybe, or knight.
Is g5 an idea? If fg, queen f3, it's definitely an idea to look out for.
Yeah. Black seems like he should be able to hold the balance somehow.
Yeah, what does White do after g5?
I don't know. It's a risky move.
It is risky, but I'm just putting it out there.
Oh.
All right, so Paul, you have your endgame lab on Monday nights. What do you make of this between Theo Biasis and Eric Smith?
Right, so that did go, but he did follow that kind of formula of taking on of exchanging a dark square. I don't know. It looks like Black is doing okay to me, I would say.
So you'd still prefer White?
This is tough to say because you want to play something like hg and then play rook d6, rook b6, right? But then after rook c7, you can't really activate your bishop, which is annoying.
What if you tried c5, c6 there, and then...
Well, yeah, but the thing is, after Black just takes with the rook, and if you trade again, then like Then you have the A4 B2 combo, which is very competent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this seems to be like the black is doing okay, right, at this point in time, I would say.
Let's take a peek at Vishva against Pranav Sairam. We were looking at that game a little bit earlier.
Wow. Well, so white played H4 and then castled.
Wow, no. At least I thought he'd keep this king in the center and play H5 with H4. Because his king was safe in the center, interestingly enough. And that bishop E5, bishop E2.
And
bishop E5 was a waste of him.
Kyron Griffith did
Still
win
a tough
his
little
game.
game.
Kyron did convert that game, so he got the win against Kalen. Let's check on Rui's game, see how those queenside pawns are doing.
They seem to be doing okay.
Yeah. But why was the bishop exchanged for the knight?
No, she's up 2 pawns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's won 2 pawns.
That explains.
Let's take a look at this game. We have not gone over it yet. It's
This is lost.
PJ Leotino as white against Isaac Wang, who just joined this week. The TNN
Winning. Black is winning here.
Yeah.
is up 2 pawns. Yeah.
Yeah. Another game up 2 pawns.
Let's take a look at Christian Clemens. We haven't peeked into his game yet. Oh, wow, look at that position.
it looks amazing for white.
Yeah, white is dominating this position.
I think bishop into F5 wins a pawn directly here. Or is there knight D6? No, there's bishop into D6.
Yeah, bishop F5 looks strong.
Even knight
I
D6.
agree.
I almost want to keep the pawn on F5 though, like bishop.
Yeah, that's true. It just makes that bishop on E8 look really horrible.
Knight F5 is good too.
Yeah, I mean knight F5
It's
here.
crushing for white here.
It chose the knight. All right, let's take a look at Elliot. Let's follow this. He's starting to make a push.
So black did play H5.
Okay, H5 was an okay move, I guess.
And white's queen is swung around at G3. I mean, if I'm black, I want to get my knight back into the game.
Yeah, I was considering knight C4 earlier, but I wasn't really sure if that was a good idea.
Yeah, white could take and play rook D6. That's maybe. And now black is, I mean, white's toying with moves like F5 here, or, maybe it's time for white to
say black does have counterplay here with rook H8.
Yeah, but I don't. Oh, rook H1.
I mean, it's not mate, but it's never mate. But like, I don't know. Why
It's not. It doesn't look like it's time for white to play F5 and
bishop F5 here after bishop G2.
Well, black, I want to bring my knight back into the game. Knight C4.
I think this is black's opportunity to just trade bishops or play knight C4 or something. I mean,
I agree. I think black's doing okay here.
Yeah, I don't think.
And Elliot's taking way too much time.
Yeah, this is
might
actually
be an
surprising.
upset. This could very well be an upset.
And Jonah's strong enough to do it. I mean, he's a very solid A player that's won the under 2000 at the TNM before.
He's got his chance right here, I think. Black is doing quite well, maybe. The problem with bishop takes G2 is white's going to gain, pawn F5 is going to gain in strength. But you need some calculation here.
There's always tricky moves like bishop F5, and hopefully you win the G4 pawn. I mean, there's bishop H2.
Oh, bishop F5 is an interesting move. I like that in a way.
Bishop F3, you could play knight C4.
Right. Yeah.
You have that time.
Black's in the driver's seat, I think.
and has the time to.
And has the time to.
Actually, I actually don't think bishop f5 helps because like bishop f3, knight c4, bishop f2, and bishop's just hanging there on f5.
Right, and you got a knight c4.
Yeah, but I mean, then the bishop's hanging. So where are you going to go with it?
Also, black might want to play knight b3 at some point. All right, rook h8. That makes bishop g2 a little bit stronger.
I don't know.
What's
F5
white going to do here?
Is f5 a possibility?
I guess I take it. I could take it with the
D5?
bishop. I could take it with
bishop takes. But then, yeah, actually, that looks like it works.
But then rook d5, that's just desperation.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
So f5 doesn't seem to work to bishop. Although bishop f5, rook f1, I mean, is that possible?
And then king e7.
Yeah, and then pawn c6.
No, but then queen e1, double attack. Queen e1's a double attack.
Oh. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
So maybe, okay, let's say f5. What does black do? If ef5, maybe rook d5 is a consideration. Or actually, no. If you take on f5 with a pawn, just bishop e4, and you're gonna go somewhere on d7, I guess. So f5, bishop f5, then rook f1, king e7, queen e1, queen g4, queen takes a5.
Oh, Elliot plays king f2. I think he's got the wrong idea.
Yeah.
I like your f5 move.
I don't think f5 is gonna be pushed in the near future.
Not anymore.
After White's just playing to play rook h1, which doesn't seem
White's just trying to
the
bolster
right
up
idea here. Maybe f5 was the move.
I think he could have waited on bishop e4
But
though.
okay, and here what's wrong with queen e4 check? I guess king f2.
So f5 still a possibility once again, or
Maybe if not bishop d4, but f5, yeah. Here he goes. Does that just lose a pawn? He takes f5.
Well, we have to try at one point.
Rook d5, maybe queen g4. I don't know.
But then you get rook d7 at the end of the line, and I think.
I have a feeling White's going to be struggling in an endgame, a couple pawns down or something.
Yeah, with
Pawn down.
I actually don't think
maybe
so.
e6 check. I mean, it's an idea.
Pawn e6 check is definitely an idea. There's all kinds of moves here.
Well, why not rook d7 first?
Hey guys, I'm gonna leave you to call the game. I'll be right back.
All right.
Elliot keeps choosing kind of the simple continuations. So queen g3, king g3, knight e5, rook d5. White's actually got something going there, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this was well played by White.
Well, I think it's mostly because of the black rooks.
Black should have thought about playing queen e4 check instead of knight c4.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I mean, black needs to try to spend time and figure this out. They're playing too quickly in pretty cool positions.
Well, black is playing maybe too quickly, but it's also a judgment call. This might have just been kind of like sort of a wrong judgment here. There's still knight e3 and rook c5.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is the e pass?
Yeah, and that's what Whitey does. So.
Well, it seems like the e-passer is way too strong for.
No.
White's got to find a way in.
Well, it does tie up the rook and the king, at least to some extent.
Yeah, I love this. White's down a pawn, but playing with the dominant pieces here.
If king g5 e6 is played, then I mean
this is very high level strategy by White. I mean, in principle, it might not have worked all tactically, but
what is g6 here?
This is how to play rook and pawn endings. I mean, this is really nice.
Got to save this game, you know.
You're down. Black is up a pawn, but under pressure. And this is
G6, rook H1 is an issue.
this is classic rook and pawn style play here.
Oh,
Now-
rook c4, it can't be right. No way.
Yeah. Also, White could have played rook d4, and it's not necessarily king g5. King g5 might have been the right move, but it might not have been the right move.
I think king g5 is correct.
Yeah, okay, pawn on g7 should be lost anytime now. Or at least one of the pawns. b4, g7.
King f8, rook h3 resigns. There's nothing to play there.
Wow, this has really been, if rook f8, rook d4, this is just a fantastically played endgame by White here so far. What if rook c3?
I think,
just king g7 resigns.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Rook
Yeah.
c3, just take it. Rook d8, king f7 resigns.
Yeah, I saw that too. But yeah, I mean, this is masterful play by White so far, like in this end game. Black made some instructive errors, I think. It looked like superficially it was the correct decision, but actually it's proven to be the wrong decision.
So rook f1, and what does black do?
Maybe then rook c3. Rook endings are tough, aren't they? Gosh. Or rook f1, maybe rook
No,
c2.
that can't work. Rook f1, rook c3, just trading king g7.
Yeah, I agree. Rook f1, rook c2. He plays it.
Rook c2, rook g3,
Yeah, but then d3.
king g7. I think white's faster by far. It's much faster.
It looks like it, yeah, with the king, yeah. Looks like it. I'm impressed with White's play here.
Sorry, guys.
It's been very classically done. Elliot's showing his class here.
Oh, wow. So Jonah, it looks like he's up a pawn, but
Yeah,
he's
this should have been in my endgame class for the rook endings that we just had. I mean, White's play in this has been really something.
and with little time, right?
Yeah, rook f3 here, and rook f3 is good here.
Maybe rook f4. And then rook d takes d4.
That works too, but what?
Well, Elliot's not finding the idea here.
What is king g5?
Yeah, what is king g5? Yikes, I was singing his praises too soon. He's trying to put black in Zugzwang, but black has pawn moves on the queen side.
That's just so much time wasted.
Rook c3, I think that just loses the fine. King g5 just loses the fine. Rook c3.
Should have played rook f4, and then rook takes d4. Rook endings are hard to play, gosh. Why didn't black play b5?
Because rook c3, I think, works. Oh, I haven't thought about that. Rook c1.
Yeah,
Wait,
well,
what?
Rook c4.
I don't understand. Wait, but now just trade in b5.
and the king has to go back to g6. White's
Yeah,
lost like
king
3 tempo with this king g5 move. It was terrible.
Yeah, and
Absolutely terrible.
you don't even have e7 check because black can take and just take f5.
Black can play a5 here.
Yeah, I mean, well, a5
Oh
rook
yeah, a5 is good too.
e2, rook f1, maybe? No.
What? Look at this.
Oh,
This
no.
is white is.
Oh, no, yeah.
You can't play king f4 because of king f6. I guess he could. Actually, that's true. White can play king f4 and king e4.
Yeah, but I mean, white's playing for a draw now.
Yeah, and this,
Pawn b4.
And is Jonah doing the right thing by using his time and trying to calculate it out? And because the thought is that the more time he takes, he's giving Elliot time to calculate. But the most important thing is accuracy.
That's really bad thinking. That clock thinking is not the way you're supposed to. Players who try to rush other players on the clock usually are the ones that end up losing.
You just got to play the best moves.
I learned that
regardless.
the hard way. Yes.
You're just giving yourself less time to think as well.
Yeah, I think White's just losing here.
King F4, he tries it at least. But I think he's a little too slow, right? Because if you push B3, rook takes. Maybe not. Oh, king takes F5 is not possible, right?
Can you go rookie? Oh.
Yeah, it's a rook E5 check. Rook takes F5. Okay, now rook E5 check, rook takes.
Wait, what? Rook B5 here? Go rook B5.
Yeah, rook B5 is a good move.
Or
Very
G5
good
check. Or G5 check first. I mean, you have to go for that.
Yeah. Yeah, Jonah Bush is winning. If he takes on E6 and then it's a draw.
Right, if he sees the rook B5 because...
Oh man, don't chicken out. Don't chicken out here. Just play rook B5 and try to win. Wow, he finds it.
Done.
Now king E7.
Okay, king E6.
Elliot's lost.
Yeah, king E6.
Wow. Good move finding rook B5.
Now, is this an elementary win, or is it still...
Sure.
No, it's pretty easy. Yeah.
I mean, black has two passed pawns separated by like 4 files or something. And it's got to be an easy win.
Book like
King E4. King E4.
Yeah, black can go. Yeah, black can win in a number of ways here. I think he can put white in Zhuang, and then force. And then, yeah, it's just, there's got to be a number of ways.
Yeah.
Just going over to the queen side is winning. Poor Elliot here.
Oh, king F3, rook F2 check is probably going to be his last try. Oh, try rook F2.
I mean, he needs to keep that in reserve because right now it's not work.
Black can just win by going after the white rook, of course.
There's a billion ways to win here. Yeah. I mean, G2 wins. Oh, rook G2, rook F2 is unnecessary. G2, rook F2 is unnecessary. Although that's still winning.
Yeah,
But,
this works.
All right.
White can't even get the Lucina position.
Jonah Bush.
Elliot just faltered was winning this rook ending. It just shows how difficult rook endings are.
Let me switch to this game that's still going on, and congratulations to Jonah Bush. A fine win for him.
Congratulations.
And this is Theo Biasas and Eric Smith. That knight versus bishop endgame.
Well, maybe having all the pawns in the light squares is a bad idea.
Well, if white can go and win this G pawn and save the pawns on the queen side with the bishop, maybe he could win.
so king D4 is the only reasonable try here.
Right. If white can, and then if king B3, king
The thing is, the
E5.
question is, do you play bishop B5 right away, or do you just not care about that pawn and just go king E5? Because like C4, the C4 pawn isn't that important, but it could be. Who knows?
Yeah, you could even go after the B pawn too, because that would just make the C pawn a passer, unless that's a bit too slow.
Yeah, that's
I
also
agree
an
with
idea.
Yeah.
Bishop C8 just doesn't make sense.
No.
B6, and unless you want to get your king to C, what?
Yeah. Okay, so black makes a mistake with king b3, I think, but maybe black was.
Wait, maybe this is fine. Maybe it's fine.
Maybe. I mean, does the knight come back? Yeah.
Oh, that's c5 is a good move.
Yeah. Really nice.
Maybe king d4.
King b4, king d4, knight e2 check.
King
Yeah.
d5.
Yeah, and then knight c3. Yeah, there's
Then
king
king
d6 and there's no more
d6.
checks. There's no more checks. It's so funny because the pawns just guard everything.
Yeah, but then you have knight takes a4, and then the pawn.
You'd have knight takes a4.
Yeah, that's good enough. But yeah, knight e2 check here.
And maybe then white changes direction. I mean, white has some vague winning chances here. Okay, so he sees it, plays king e5. I think black should, black is white's getting everything he wants here.
And Kyron's in the chat trying to break this down. I think a few moves have been played since that.
Okay, yeah, black just drew this game, I believe. Or did he?
Well,
King f5.
This should be draw.
It should, black's knight can get back in time, which it looks like it should be able.
And he lost on
Whoa,
time.
you just, what?
Black flagged.
Whoa.
It happens.
Flagged, and I don't know if he lost.
I think knight a4 should be a draw, probably.
I think he lost sense of the
I
time
mean,
there.
Yeah, you're just not allowed to calculate in that position. You just have to play.
So we were watching this game with Christian Clemens. He was completely dominating his opponent, and then something happened here, and now we're at this position. Although
it seems to be okay for white.
No, this is basically winning, I think.
but black has 3 seconds left.
I think it's basically winning for white. Rook a4.
Yeah, white looks like he's got all the winning chances here.
Yeah, that was
Outside pass pawn probably should cost black a piece at some point.
Rook c4 and yikes.
Rook c4, bishop f7, because rook takes c5 is meant by knight e4 check.
Yeah, okay, let's be precise here. Let's play rook a5.
Yeah, rook a5. Yeah, that's the right way to go. He
King
tried.
c3. I guess king c3.
This is gonna be tricky. This could be in the endgame books, this one. It looks like white with, Fischer-like clarity could win this or something. I don't know. You need good technique to win these positions too.
I felt like b3 was the right way. Well, was just one of the ways that could work because it stopped c4. Now I'm not
sorry.
really good for white though.
We'll stay on this game. Sorry.
Yeah, rook c5, bishop f7, a4 is a good continuation. Okay, just king e3 here, right?
Now, I'm not sure why did what.
Oh,
why
king
did,
e3, knight g4, but that's not really dangerous. Okay,
all right,
you
so
just
now
take
black is just losing a pawn on the queen side. That's no good.
He tried for tricks. Overtried, you could say. That's right.
Rook c8 or rook c3.
I think this is the
king is
last
cut
game.
off. This is pretty.
Black's in a lot of trouble here. He had to find a way to keep that pawn on c4 for a while.
So
Or get some counterplay on the king side. Neither of those things happened.
King f42. Wow. Very
Yeah,
good.
I guess white figures he can win the game with just the rook and the 2 pawns, but I'm not so sure.
Well, the king is cut off, so that
I think it's winning. I think it's just winning.
yeah.
Oh, what? Rook a7 doesn't make sense.
No,
But-
yeah, I definitely disagree.
Rook h7 wins another pawn here.
Do you guys think rook a5, rook h5 is winning?
Okay.
It might
Yeah, I think
be.
that's winning too.
And Christian Clemens has won the game.
Yeah.
And Judith is telling me there's 2 games left in the round.
I'll be back. I have a scratchy throat, and I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee.
Yeah, you do that. Is this one of the games? Let me see here. I think this is one of the games here. Each has a minute. Each has a minute left. This is Joel Karen against Wen Tao Wu.
Isn't Black's okay? Bishop E8, good game.
Yeah.
There's actually I have a friend at school named Wen Tao, and this guy has the same last name as me too. So that's really weird.
Does he play chess?
He does not play chess, no.
Or that you know of. Maybe he does. He's playing right now, and you're commenting on the game.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay, rook e7. No, rook e7.
Oh, by the way, rook d4 instead of bishop d7 is
Yeah, rook e4.
ideal, but okay, this is also completely winning. Rook f4, rook f7, just resign.
Good game. That is it.
Yeah.
Win for Joel Karen. And I think this is it. I think all the games are done. And round 3 is in the books, and we should have some good action for round 4, because I think now we've got the top players playing each other with 3-0. So that was an interesting round towards the end. A lot of interesting end games. One big upset, and then the players got 10 minutes to rest. Pairings will go up, and then they got to do it all over again. Pretty stressful. Hey, Derek, are you playing a lot online, or are you just kind of?
I'm not really playing a lot of tournaments, but I've been playing quite a bit online.
Playing online, just kind of observing games, figuring out your
Yeah,
school.
I've been trying to push my blitz ratings and such. So
What's your blitz rating now?
it fluctuates a lot. Let me just tell you that.
Well, it's blitz.
That's the nature of blitz, right? Hey, Derek, speaking of which, so while we have some time right here, give me a chance to plug big tournament that Mechanics is organizing on Saturday, the Blitz Tournament of the Americas. Basically, we've gotten title players only from North, Central, and South America, mostly. We do have some players from some other federations that they either live in the U.S. or they live in one of these these countries, but we have almost 100 commitments. Conrad Holt's going to play. We have about 7-8 GMs. We got a bunch of IMs, FMs. We have 20 women playing title players, including
That's pretty strong. Yeah,
including Rochelle. Derek, you were non-committal. Are you going to be able to jump into that, or what's going on?
It depends. I mean, I'm very spontaneous with my scheduling and stuff, so it really just depends if I have time or not.
You go by feel. No, I like that. I'm the same way, actually. I rarely commit to things. I always say, well, let's see how I feel that day. And this is
exactly.
This is a tournament you could definitely make the decision the day of. It's completely free. Everyone's playing for the fun and the joy of it. We got 100 title players from a bunch of countries. They're doing it for the fun of it. So it's exciting and kind of makes it more fun to participate in without
Yeah, I'd definitely be
hardcore.
interested.
Yeah. So Tejas, what's going on with you and your school? You doing distance learning also?
Yeah, we're doing distance learning. For sure. I don't know about second semester, but obviously I don't think the vaccine's gonna be out by the end of the year.
So who knows?
The fastest vaccine ever made was 4 years. Took 4 years. So
yeah, who knows how long this is gonna take? So are you driving your parents crazy with the distance learning, or do you pretty much take care of that all on your own?
I pretty much take care of that on my own.
They're counting on you to do it. So
yeah, I know.
don't disrupt their life too much.
They're all home too, so.
Oh, yeah, everybody working from home. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So let's see. Judith is working to pair the next round now. She's gathering all the results. And let's, we always, wow, she did this already. So let's give major props to Judith, because she has already updated the standings at the link she just mentioned. And then now she's just inputting the pairings. So, well, actually, she's done the pairings. They're up. So on board one, we're going to have Kyron Griffith against Theo Biasis. Board two will be Rui Yang Yan against Nitish Nathan. Board three, Jonah Bush, who just pulled the big upset on Elliot Winslow, will play Pranav Saram. And on board four, Mansoor Mohammed is playing Vishwa Nanoganda. And hold on. Okay, hey guys, can you do me a favor? Carry the broadcast while we're in the intermission. I have to take a phone call, and I will be right back.
Yeah, sure.
Do you play any sports, Derek?
I did track last year.
Did you do sprints or long distance?
I was a sprinter, yeah. 100s, 200s.
What's your time?
The funny thing is, I only did the 200 like twice, I think. I didn't do that well because I kept tripping at the start, and like I have really slow reactions to the gunshot. So I think it was like 26, which isn't terrible, but it's not great either. So
Yeah, it's still pretty good though.
yeah.
I did long distance this year for 9th grade before everything.
Mile?
Yeah, I did the mile mostly because it was my first time.
Yeah, what was your time?
I ended up with a 6:02. So
6:02 is
Yeah.
decent, I guess.
yeah, it's funnily enough, I was the last one to finish everything, finish the mile. Which
Oh, really?
was into like the 5 minute. Like there was a couple who were in 4 minutes too.
There's some insanely fast people at my school. They get like 420s,
Whoa!
425s, yeah. I mean, definitely like D1 bound.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, like, my mile is probably like, I don't know, 640. I don't really do distance at all, so, you know.
Yeah. Well, what have you been doing to keep up during this quarantine time?
Chess, studying, and, you know, watching Netflix. I mean, that's like pretty much everyone's lives right now.
What do you watch on Netflix?
A lot of dramas, and, I mean, it's not just Netflix, a lot of YouTube too, you know.
Yeah, I spend most of my time on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube's everyone's glory hole.
Have you started drinking coffee?
Drinking coffee? I might start soon. I haven't really had any coffee my entire life, which is weird.
Oh, really? You never drank coffee before?
I probably have, just not that I can remember.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, I've never really been too big on coffee, so yeah.
Do you have any universities you want to go for or colleges?
I mean, probably just the UC. What about you?
Yeah, it's probably one of the UCs. I'd like to stay a little close to home.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, IVs are a little bit of a stretch anyways, so a little bit of a reach.
Yeah. What's your Blitz rating now on chess.com?
I think I just hit 2600 again today.
Wow, that's really good. Mine's
Yeah.
just been fluctuating between 2000 and
2000 and what?
1900.
Mm-hmm.
Just not that good.
It's not bad either, I guess.
Yeah, but not the best rating for when you're trying to improve.
Mm-hmm.
You get a decent, at least like 40 from the puzzle rush?
3 minute or 5 minute?
5 minutes.
5 minute? If I don't quit by like 20, then yeah, I should consistently get above 40, but yeah. It's hard to say.
All right, so we got next round starting in about 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Let me take a quick peek at the bottom section. Pranav Pradeep, who's now 3-0, is sort of running away. He's a full point ahead of the field. he'll be playing Danny Cow, who is a mechanics regular. So we'll follow that game on the in the bottom section. Trying to go through these games. We got a match of some talented juniors. Rohan Das is on board 7 against Chelsea Zhu. Kalen Melville and Adam Mercado are playing on board 8, which is a great matchup of mechanics regulars who like action. So that'll be a fun one. Yeah, a lot of good games. Especially on the top 3 boards, it'll be interesting. And actually, for Jonah Bush, who pulled off that upset and has 3 points, he's playing Pranav Sairam, who's only about 100 points difference from his own rating. I mean, he has a good opportunity and he's playing white, if he gets the win, to go into next week 4-0. Although I imagine if he goes into next week 4-0, he's going to run into some sort of buzzsaw somehow. But small steps, cross that bridge when we get there. He handled today really well and played that end game really well against Elliott.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and players, shameless plug here. If you're watching this and you want to be a part of it, it is not too late. You can join the tournament starting next week. We can give you buys for the first 2 rounds and then just jump in and play 4 rounds of rated chess, because this is an 8-round tournament. So we have next week and then the week after. So 5 more games in total, including the one that's coming up now. So lots of chess still to be played in the Tuesday night marathon. So even though Elliott suffered that tough loss, I mean, he could still put on a roll and come back. And he's done that in Tuesday night marathons often, where he'll suffer a defeat and then he'll go on a string of 4 or 5 straight wins and then end up tying for first or something. So we'll see if he can pull the magic out. Let me. Oops.
He played Kyron in the second to last round, right? Or was it the last round?
Of the last TNM? Yeah, he played him in the last TNM. He lost. It was actually an exciting game. We were following that almost wire to wire just because there was a lot of tension, a lot of action. But Kyron ended up getting the best of him. But I mean, Elliott has beaten Kyron. He's beaten him actually at the live Tuesday night marathon. So he's capable. But I mean, someone like Elliott's capable of beating anybody on any given day. Just he has that much experience. And Elliott's been playing just some beautiful games lately. I mean, he's played some games that are just absolutely amazing. So he has it in him. But
with that contact that he played,
yeah,
it showed his class, basically. The fact that he is more experienced than his opponent.
Yeah, I mean, his experience, comes in usually, especially in time pressure. And some days it doesn't. And today just happened to be one of the days, but he has more days where it does come through than he doesn't. So I guess as long as you got mostly those, that's what really matters. All right, here. So we're going to be looking about 2 minutes. 2 minutes, we'll be starting round 4 of the Tuesday night marathon. And looking at the standings, we have 5 players in the top section with 3 points. 5 players with 5 games remaining. So I think we will have a clear winner when it's all said and done after 8 rounds.
Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the exciting things of the marathon is that, I mean, you got to get through it all. And then, when it's all over, there's no doubt on who the winner is.
Well, that's why it's called the marathon.
That's right. It's not a sprint.
It started off as a 12-rounder.
Well, what happens now is the younger players won't tolerate that. And actually, it's not even the younger players per se. It's the parents of the younger players, because they want to see the rating adjustment, not in 6 months from now. They want to see the rating adjustment soon. But 12 rounds is a lot, especially if you're doing one a week. So there we go.
We can't pay too much attention to our ratings, though.
Yeah.
Our strength will improve if we play good chess.
Yeah, and we're learning that especially now, where we sort of have to set aside the ratings. I mean, even with online ratings, it's fun because you're sort of playing for something. But it's sort of my sense that the players don't put a premium on their online rating per se. They're really caring about their over-the-board rating. But I think players love that people feel that they're playing for something, that there's something at stake. So that's why they love the USCF online rated. But I think players are looking at over-the-board rating because I mean that's what awards the titles and the divisions and the sections. And Judith is ready to go, so she is starting games right now, and so I'll be taking a look and seeing what is up. Let me close out all these games. So the first couple of minutes are hectic because what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a bunch of games and go from there. And I have to look to see which games Judith starts and then click on those because she starts.
My screen has gone black.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure why.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, I just got to, let me just do a little surgery here.
I may have to leave the broadcast and come back.
Sure. Oh, yeah, your screen has gone literally black?
Literally black. No, and I'm not sure. I may have to completely cut my computer off.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
It's bizarre what's happened here. Okay.
All right, let me pull up some more games here.
Oh, I've never seen Elliot play a Sicilian before, I don't think.
Really?
Against me, I mean, he's always played those, modern type, Pierce type setups.
Well, that's because you're a strong player.
Maybe he's scared of the prep, I don't know.
Oh man. Here, let me pull up some games because this thing is going a little crazy on me here. All right, let me go back and adjust this. This is kind of a pain. Fix that there. Bring that over. Do this here. All right, and then do that. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me keep pulling up.
So yeah, this position, knight b3 is the main move. Knight f3 is also playable. Takes the game into a more positional direction.
And for a minute or two, it'll go crazy because I'm just going to pull up everything and then go from there. It's Kyron game. Do that.
Well, their game seems to be pretty positional. He's looking at it. Okay, here's another d4. d4s can be aggressive, though.
Oh, I hate when I do that. All right, let's see. There we go. Have this game up. I'm going to go to board one and we'll fix on there while it develops. This is Chiron and Theobiasis with Chiron as white, obviously.
Wow.
4 knights came, it looks like.
These are always pretty pleasant for white, I think. Pressure against the hanging pawns.
Well, would it really be called the hanging pawns? I mean, C pawn is not an...
Yeah, these are hanging pawns. Yeah.
Well, I think there is that... Well, we have a pawn on C2 instead of E2 or E3. So there could be different fans there.
And we got Budapest.
The plan's the same thing, just to target this pawn. Oh, Budapest? Okay, so bishop f4 here should be main line.
I think there was a slight... I think knight f3 was a slight inaccuracy because bishop c5 could be played instead of knight c6.
Yeah, exactly. So bishop f4 at first is actually the more precise move order.
Right. Wow, well...
So sorry for going a little crazy here. I'm pulling up everything under the sun here.
Is bishop d4 a line? Isn't it king c7 castles, or is that for rook d1?
should do it. Let me see here.
Wait, here I think knight e5 doesn't work. You have to play bishop f3 first. Because if knight e5, you can play knight e5, bishop e2. Oh, never mind. Maybe it does work because queen a4 check, he has b5. Yeah, so I guess it does work actually, but barely.
Bish. Sorry. Should be. Alright. Let me pull up one more.
Oh, on E. Doesn't that just weaken the d4 pawn though? Because after knight takes f4, you take f4. He has a strong grip on e5, but honestly, that strong of a grip on c5.
Okay, let's go to board 2. I got all the games that I'm going to pull up, and let's take a look at Rui against Nitish, with Rui is white.
Okay. This is a French, right?
That is a Sicilian, actually. This is out of a Sicilian, it says.
Wait. Well, I've never seen any type of Sicilian in this form.
At least that's what it says. That's what it says on the chess.com.
Wow, it definitely entered a French pawn structure then. h5, very positional, just stopping g4. So the knight can't be ousted. But but maybe white has a slightly better position, I guess, because the c6 pawn and the a7 pawn are targets. I don't think white would go on the attack on this position on the king side. I think it would be more of a positional approach. A slight pull, but it's a good one too.
Yeah, and this is kind of an exciting game to watch because these are two, really young kids. They may even be the same age, I think. I think they're each 12. Nitish may even be like 11. Do you know?
Oh, actually, I don't know. I just know Nitish is younger than I am.
He is younger, and you're 14, so he's probably like 11 or 12, actually. May even be younger, to be honest. I feel like I've known him for so long. I'm like, he can't possibly be 10 or 11, but he probably started when he was like 5 or 6. So let's take a look at Jonah Bush coming off of a big upset of Elliot Winslow. Now he's got white against Pranav Sairam. And this looks like it developed out of a Karo Khan.
No, was it out of Karakan? Because it seems to take a Slav type of construct.
Actually, it says English opening, and then it says Karo Khan defensive system. I know nothing about openings. I'm going by what I'm looking at here. I know that it's probably in English because I see C4. That's the extent of my knowledge of the openings. Hey, Paul.
I'm back, but I have to bring up Twitch.
Yep.
No problem. Take your time.
And see what's going on with my computer.
No worries.
Hey guys, I'm back.
Yeah, no problem. Let me fix the... No problem at all.
Was there has there been any exciting developments in the games here?
Elliot's playing a Najdorf.
Well, that's normal.
Okay, because Derek was saying he rarely sees Elliot play a Sicilian.
No, Elliot plays everything.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's ambidextrous. He opens with e4, d4.
On the same move, right?
Yeah, on the same move. So we're looking at board 2 here, Jonah Bush.
That's board 3. We were looking at. Well, let's start at the top because a lot's already been played here between Kyron and Theo.
Okay.
Wow, not a lot of time that's being used.
So is this one of those kind of yikes? Okay.
Is this an issue where Kyron's looking at possibly a better endgame and trying to play that out?
You can,
I
but
think usually yes.
This resembles that Scotch game.
This is Scotch 4 Knights, yeah.
Correct.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, four
Yes,
nice game
yes.
Scotch variation.
Okay.
I think black should be okay at least. I mean, the inside play is probably what he's looking for with the B2 pawn at the very least.
Yeah, the two bishops should compensate here for the double pawns.
Is f4 a move here?
Or knight a4.
Yeah, and a4 is also interesting. But
I don't want to play pawn f4 yet, unless maybe pawn f4.
Well, what would you do for bishops? C4, bishop e2, bishop c5 check,
king h1,
e4,
knight e4.
knight e4, and then the b2 pawn thing.
And thank you everyone for watching and supporting the Mechanics Institute. This is round 4 of the Tuesday Night Marathon. So let's jump to board 2 with Rui and Nitish Nathan.
Yikes. White's got a nice grip on this position, I would say.
I'm loving white.
Yeah, this is very nice for white, obviously.
A3. I just like the way he's playing.
I think black is probably lost or close to it.
Rui really seems to have a knack of just creating these positions that just put a strangle on you.
H3 and G4 is one way to try to play this.
You could, another idea is just to play knight b3, just to prevent a5 permanently.
I mean, a5 is just going to give white a protected pass a pawn at this point.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's not particularly dangerous.
Blocking that knight e7 idea, so h3 g4 would trap the knight instantly.
Yeah, that's one of the obvious. White's just winning here, I would say.
Yeah.
This is just bad for black. Back to the drawing board.
Let me check on this game because a lot has developed in this. This is Erica Malikan is black. Mechanics regular, ultra aggressive player. She's playing Arul Viswanathan, he always hovers around 2,000. Really strong young player, but she looks like she's down a piece for the or a piece for pawns.
White's trying to. That's what I meant. A piece. White's trying to play knight g4 and then start picking off the center pawn. So I'm not very convinced that Black's better do something fast here.
Does not have enough to break through that, in your opinion, no?
Black better do something fast before White just consolidates.
Let me look at it. Tell me about this position. So I'm going to go to Mansour Mohammed's game against.
And he's playing from India, right?
From India, yeah, and I think it's a crazy hour right now. And he's playing on board 4 here against Vishwa Nanuganda. And look at this.
So what is this, some kind of Queen's Gambit where Black decided to just take everything and hold on?
It says a Slav. I mean, it was c4, c6, knight c3, knight f6, etc.
Wait, how did the c pawn get to c3? Wow, that was...
Yeah, I mean, Black's pawns were at b5 and c4, and somehow the pawns slipped through.
Yeah, so this is how it played out.
Black took on c4 and got b4 with tempo, so...
There we go. Yeah, there. That's it, yeah. That's how it went down.
Wow. I've never seen this position, to be honest.
Yeah, well, that's because White would be lost probably if Black can get all of his pieces out. That pawn, that's a protected pass pawn at c3. I mean, plus White's down a pawn, so it's the onus is on White to,
Let me just flip over to this game real quick with.
I do like White's game though somehow.
Yeah,
attacking chances.
So So you guys called it. Was it you, Paul, or was it Derek that said H3 G4 with Rui's game? And then
that's a standard kind of idea here. It's just okay. Black lost a piece,
and this is where we're at right now.
Yeah, the white king. White king can just walk at will all over the chessboard because black is completely paralyzed.
And Rui made quick work of Tish.
That was a crush.
Yeah, that was pretty dominant. And I mean, she's threatening queen h6, right? So, fantastic win by Rui. So she goes into next week 4-0.
Yeah.
And on a streak. Let's check in on Jonah Bush playing white, coming off the high of his win against Elliot Winslow.
Oh, wait.
White's got a nice looking game here, I think.
He's got a nice bishop on b2, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, just a better development. How did Black's piece knight go back to e8 all by itself? Something's weird here.
Yeah, I remember commentating a game like this with Mr. Wolf. It was actually like almost identical to this position.
That's funny.
And speaking of Mr. Wolf, he was on the Perpetual Chess podcast that came out today. So,
wow.
So if anybody, I'll put it in the chat if anybody wants to check that out. Talked an hour and a half. Talked a lot about his time with Anand.
Oh, so he was talking with you.
You talking with me?
Oh, what is a Perpetual Chess broadcast?
Oh, it's a podcast that comes out. I don't know if it's monthly. Do you know, Derek? Is it monthly?
I have no clue.
Yeah,
I've never been featured, so I wouldn't know.
You're waiting for the call.
Yeah.
No, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
All right, let's go to let's check on. Oh no, go ahead, Paul.
No, I was just going to say. So yeah, and it's okay. So it's called the Perpetual Chess Broadcast.
Podcast. I'll put it in the chat. Let me go to Kyron's game so we get to take a look while I research that.
So Black has to be ready to do something here. Take on c3 or play rook. Pressure down the b file looks right. I mean,
yeah. The only thing I know about these positions are they're less drawish than it looks.
That's interesting.
That's the main point. It's what attracts all the top players.
Black's bishop looks misplaced out there on a5. I would have thought it would be better over on e7 or something like that, but
I don't know. I don't know if it would be better placed on e7 either, because
like if it was on e7, Black could easily play pawn at d4 here, for example, which is something that I think Black wants to do. But but the bishop's out at a5 and it makes d4. I think if the bishop was on e7, Black could play d4 and have a fine game, maybe.
I see.
And then play on the b file, but I don't know.
Well, one point of the bishop on e5 is that it puts pressure on the c3 knight. So
but is he going to take it? Is Black going to take that knight?
No, it's that after rook b8, b3 is impossible, so he can't consolidate with b3.
Right. I guess White will play knight d5, and then
it's after rook b8. B4 is also interesting.
Yeah. That's okay.
Where's Black?
But you're given the outside passer, so if
but is it gonna be weak? If it's weak, then all of Black's pawns are weak.
I see. Yeah.
So now bishop f3 forces a decision. Black is gonna have to take on c3 or play rook b8, I guess. Bishop f3. If Black you saying Black doesn't want to take on c3?
I think Black should take now for sure.
Has to take.
Well, if rook b8, knight d5.
Well, rook b8 still b4 is an idea.
Oh, I see. b4, but then I take it. What happens if I just take it?
Pawn takes.
Then I take with the bishop?
Knight d5. I think that's a better version for white.
Yeah, maybe. Still.
Yeah, here like white's pawns are ruined. In the other line, black's pawns are ruined.
Yeah, does white really have anything here? I would say not. This just doesn't look like anything for white. If rook b1, rook b6, what's going on here?
If anything, I like black. As I said, like these are less drawish than they look. Black can push this on forever. I also remember Kyron was playing an obstacle bishop endgame or something against Viome for like 5 hours and finally managed to win.
Oh yeah, that game.
So
here, I don't think white has that much to play for. It doesn't look like it to me.
I mean, I think black holds all the cards here, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, with the simple king block. Center maybe, if necessary. It just guards.
Or maybe I'm being dramatic, but I don't know. I like black more than I like white here.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Let's take a look at some madness going on in the game between Daniel Perlov and Ryan Wang. I think this position gives us a little break from the norm of what we've been seeing.
Well, it's not white's move.
It's black's move.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, given white, if white were given an extra move because of glitch, that would be pretty nice.
That would be.
So f6 is a nice optimistic move. It says, I'm going to just win your d5 pawn, and there's nothing you can do about it. But
well, it depends. Are there like h4, h5 ideas? Maybe not.
I'd better try something like that, or play pawn d6 or something. Because
oh yeah, queen d6. After queen d6, then it's going to be tough for white to do anything.
White needs to try to break through a4, a5, h4, h5. There's got to be something.
Yeah. Rook d1 is just too slow. It's just, you can't be improving your rooks here.
Well, if anything, rook f d1.
If anything, the rook's better on a1.
Yes, because you have a4, a5, right?
Maybe.
As an idea.
Yeah, I think white should have played maybe h4, h5 or something.
Yeah.
But have even tried to play pawn d6, and if queen d6, rook d1, and rook d7. And
yeah, if you can get
back
that
there.
Yeah, but I think after queen e6, actually, yeah, that might work, actually. d6 was very interesting.
No, I don't think it will, because you just castle on the king side. There's not much, though. And then after defending with probably king f7.
How does black start? Okay, d6 in that position.
d6, then queen takes c6.
Rook a1.
Queen takes c6.
Rook fe1.
C6.
Where?
The queen can go to c6, right?
Yeah, queen b3. Unless there's rook d8, which probably doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. Okay, let's just go queen b3. Or queen e3.
Queen
Or probably
e3.
queen b3. Probably queen b3.
Well, if I'm black right now, I'm happy. I think black should castle maybe and play, but this is the right idea too. I would leave the b pawn back there and play c4, c3. Black needs to castle. He can't play without that rook at ha. He just can't play without the rook at ha. It's time to castle.
All right, let me flip to this game. Going back to it, this is Erica Malikan's game. Paul, you were saying she needed to do something. What do you think? Because can that e-pawn start marching up? Is that a threat?
Yeah, I mean, white's doing a good job here. I mean, black's doing a good job of staying centralized, and, you know, it still might not be enough, but
I think just king h2 here is good.
Yeah, but the idea of rook f3. But why not rook f3? Oh, no, you can't. King h2.
Black's trying to break the blockade here. If black can play e4, e3, she's going to be quite happy.
That's why I wanted king h2, right? Because of e4, then you go queen f4.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good idea.
Right.
That's a good idea.
I was thinking of defensive maneuvers. Maybe rook.
And also king
I
h2
like
turns
King
queen
h2 is a natural move. It gets out of the pin, and so it's the obvious move here.
So
It's a good move.
let me check in on this game. This one is between PJ Leotino against Satvik Krishnan. We haven't peeked at this game yet. And knight b5 has just been played for white.
Oh, that's really annoying for black to deal with. What does black do? Bishop b6? Oh, bishop b6, c5. Oh, c5 doesn't work, though.
Might be a good move anyway.
Yeah, dc is forced, and
Well, there's some skirmishing going on, but all in all, it looks like the chances might be equal here, unless
just don't play rook e7, because rook e7 just loses on the spot.
Well,
bishop e5 is good enough, I think.
Oh, bishop e5 is that's true. Yeah, I mean, black can be conservative and play queen e7 or something like that, maybe.
Yeah, queen e7 is definitely.
I don't know if it works, but maybe rook e6. It's knight takes e7, rook h6, and then if h3.
It's an idea, but actually, it's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah,
rook e6 is an interesting move.
But let me
It's very hyper aggressive.
Let me flip to this game here between Javier Silva and Ayan Zaman, where they each have a rook, but Ayan's got two bishops and Javier Silva's got two
black
knights.
is thriving here. Yeah.
Yeah, black for choice for sure.
Yeah, because
the bishops,
the pawns are kind of out there. Yeah.
Especially now it's black's move as well. Black can end up being a pawn ahead just by playing bishop takes d5.
Yep.
So this is white's position is critical. Very critical.
Let's go to the board 3 with Jonah Bush and Pranav Sairam.
Oh, white's got a nice game here, but black's position is without weaknesses and kind of passive, but who knows? White needs to make something of his big lead in development.
Maybe c5.
Maybe pawn c5.
I like c5.
Yeah, pawn c5 looks like a nice positional move here.
Because b takes e5, you have bishop f1, and then the bishop can't get out. Basically.
Or you just play simply rook c1 is good.
Yeah. Maybe play bishop e5 first and then c5. I mean, c5 is the idea here. If black plays c5, I think we're pretty much in an even game. As long as black can get his pieces out. There's still going to be some issues about getting his pieces out.
Well, if black did play c5, I mean, maybe you would play e5?
Yeah, and then maybe white plays e5. I agree. Yeah. So white could try to play e5 right now even. That looks like it would give white a nice space advantage and probably be sufficient for some kind of advantage. But I'm not sure exactly. c5 is interesting. e5 is interesting.
I mean, I'm voting for c5 here, for sure.
Doubling on the d file. It's a little difficult for black to get out here. So white's got a nice game.
Yeah, another very common idea is just thrust the h-pawn down the board.
Sure. I mean, black puts a piece on f6, you go e5. White's c5 is a nice positional move too. Constricting move.
Let me do it.
I love c5.
We're going to do a check-in on board 1 because it looks like they traded off one of the rooks. Kyron Griffith and Theo Biasis.
Yeah, rook a8 here, and then rook takes b6, rook takes a3. I think the c-pawns would prove to be quite a weakness. White, more than the f7 and f6 pawns.
Well,
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, you could play rook b8 or rook d6, but I think that's a little passive.
rook b8, then white plays pawn a4.
Yeah. And then rook b5. No, rook b5. But, I mean, with ideas of a5. Yeah,
I mean, can't black play rook a8? I guess pawn is white going to play pawn c4?
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe black doesn't get anything out of that at the end of it.
Yeah, that looks like it would be might be good for
White.
for white.
Yeah. So maybe something like rook b8 or rook b6, and then.
Well, rook b8 runs into pawn to a4, I think. So, although unless you're planning on a5 to play pawn to b5,
That's what I was thinking of.
but then yeah, I don't
But
know.
I don't think the pawns are going to move. Yeah. Probably
Maybe.
right. The pawns are probably not going to move anywhere. So.
You know, if black could play king c7 right here, you'd have a nice game. But
Yeah.
white's sort of just got one idea here, and that's to play rook, and that's to exchange the b for a pawn, and then he should be not too much worse. So, still black for choice, I would say.
Let me do a peek in on board 4, which is Mansour Mohammed and Vishva Nanuganda.
All right, this is fun.
It's got some little action.
Yeah.
Wow.
Black's gotten some development going, and white's managed to win the a pawn. How did that happen? Okay, well now white's got a great game. I think.
Yeah, this one's not going anywhere.
Somehow black lost the a pawn, and it's still double-edged, but that's got to be a relief for white to have won that a pawn, I would say.
It's interesting that he played king f7. f6, king f7.
Black's going to play pawn e5 when he can. Bishop g7, and I mean white's going to play h5. This is very, very sharp, obviously.
But I think I'd like white's chances in this position.
Yeah. That pawn at c, yeah. Somehow black lost the pawn at a6, and now what could have been.
For the sake of it, you should just run your king to c2, and then just play d4. Then I don't think black can do anything on the queen side. Now that I think about castling queen side.
Yeah, this is one of those positions. As soon as you try to do something, you're opening yourself up to danger as well. So
Yeah.
black's got a clear idea though, is to maybe try to play pawn e5, and that pawn at c3 is just powerful. White's king is not safe on c2 either, particularly.
Maybe you should play king f1, king c1.
So g5, h6 maybe?
I don't know. h5 seems like an okay move, but also seems like he's giving up some potential for an attack.
I think black has to just not play g5. If black doesn't play g5, I think he's fine. Or not, maybe not
then-
fine, but it's its best chance.
Then it's
here.
like, what are the players going to do? There's a lot of tactics here. White's
I mean,
king
if
needs to
g5
find
runs
some
straight into
safety.
h6.
This is
Whoa.
very volatile.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at that. A lot of
I
action.
guess is that possible?
I mean,
This
But-
is
Anything is possible.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't really take a closer look at that.
So what if
Black
h6?
wants to play.
h6, ef4 is forced. Take g7, king g7. Then black's doing well, I think.
Yeah, or at least, yeah. That pawn at c3 looks better than the pawn at a4 here, but
Yeah, I think the only two candidate moves are here are de5 and h6. There's nothing really else to consider, unless I'm missing something. But yeah,
For h6,
yeah, this is a strong move. This pawn e5.
For h6, just why not bishop f8?
because then you win a pawn on e5.
Oh right, I keep on forgetting the fact that e6 is pinned now that
Black is looking very nice here.
Let's do a check on board 3 with Jonah Bush and Pranav.
All right, White's playing with his pieces in the center, but where is it getting him after Queen c8? Yeah. Bishop d6. Okay, so that's a little bit of a controversial move, maybe. Rook d8, e5.
98, and how is White saving his pawn?
yeah, no, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm not sure that this was White played this very quickly.
You know what he wants? He wants knight g5 there. Knight g5, knight e4.
But how can he do that with the knight on the a? So for rook d8, are you going to play knight g5 immediately? No, because you have to push e5.
e5, knight e8. Yeah, knight g5 is illegal, or it's not illegal, but the bishop covers on g5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, bishop d6, what happens on rook d8? Exactly, I'm not sure. e5, knight e8. Could you play bishop e7 there?
I mean, I think that's the only idea there.
And that's actually maybe a good idea, but also there's this. And you just lose your pawn on e4.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah.
That's more convincing.
You missed that, huh?
That's even more convincing. Just a brain something.
So queen e7, rook e8, queen h4.
Queen e7 still puts a lot of pressure on black. It's funny.
Queen
So
D7.
either queen e7 or queen f4 here.
But queen e7, rook e8.
Oh, wow, queen d7.
Oh, sorry.
I don't think this should work. It seems like White blundered a pawn.
Yeah, this was making the best of it right here. I don't think this was the plan.
He's trying to make the best. I agree. Even if black has to be passive for a while, knight c3 here might win another pawn, or
Yeah, at least them too.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that was just really interesting.
There's different moves. Knight f6. Now White can take on c8 and play knight e5, and then black can make luft or play king f8 or something. I mean, maybe White can draw by finding some way to keep black bound up, but this is not what should have happened.
So
Yeah, another option.
White was much better in this game earlier on.
Maybe it's okay. I think black should play c5 now.
Yeah, pawn c5.
Oh, wait a minute.
How's Kyron doing on board 1? And Elliot, how about Elliot's game? We've not seen it. We haven't heard a peep from Elliot this evening.
He lost the game, and it's like we forgot about him, right? So
Yeah.
well, let's take a look at Kyron's game, and then I'll switch to Elliot right after.
This game.
Are we okay? Yeah.
Not much.
So if black plays bishop c2,
Rook takes d5, maybe.
yeah.
But if black pushes d4, cd4, bishop into c2, no, that doesn't work.
That's true. d4. maybe.
Yeah, but then CD4, CD4.
Possibly rook d4, but okay, cd4, yeah. And then white has to play rook d2 to defend the c2 pawn.
Black is better everywhere, but it's just a
And
matter
black
of
is black is a little better, maybe not better after bishop c2, rook d5. That's so marginal. That's
Oh yeah.
All right.
What black should do is just consolidate here. Or maybe bishop e6, just keep things in there, maybe. And then play king f8, king e7.
I think d4 needs to be played.
I don't think, okay, well, at least in the endgame, the king on g8 is way too far. It's too far away.
Rook d5 now, it's black's move right now.
Yeah.
yeah. I think pawn d4. I agree. That's the move.
All right, guys. I'm gonna switch to this game because we need something that's got some action. So.
Oh, what? What happened here?
So
Black is really.
Erica got her king chased around the board, but she's keeping that pressure up.
So knight g5 here? No, but this should just be winning. Knight f3 next move, or knight e6.
Queen takes.
There's just nothing there. But can that pawn march? The e-pawn just march up?
Yeah, but black has problems right now. Like, what does black do right now?
Knight e6 check is a definite threat.
Yeah, and so is knight f3.
And I think.
Yeah, I think black is in trouble.
Can black take on b2?
Yeah, queen b2, maybe. Queen b2.
Yeah, but there's.
Knight e4, then queen a2. Knight f3 now.
Yeah, knight f3 is enough.
And then queen takes b2, rook takes d2. I think that's not good for.
Oh, wait. Rook d8, rook f8, rook d8, rook f8, rook d8.
Oh, yeah, that's a really nice idea. But for king c7, rook f8 check, king c7.
No, rook f8, king c7. Oh, wait, no, rook f8's illegal right now.
Yeah, rook f8.
There's that.
We all thought he played king a8.
Hey, you got us excited there.
Oh, man. Oh.
It's all right. I missed the fact that my rook was pinned on an over-the-board game, too. So.
Yeah, we all been there, I'm sure.
This is just not good. This doesn't look like it's good for black.
You should try king c5 or something. Maybe because after knight takes d2, you could play e4. But then, yeah.
Yeah, I like that way of thinking. That's good. Black needs to do something creative like that, or else just going down to defeat.
But the only
B2,
problem.
rook takes d2. I think
All right,
black has to somehow hold this together.
Let's do a check-in on Mr. Winslow. And he is black against, I think it's Patrick Liu. Let me look.
Well, he's.
Yep, Patrick Liu.
This looks like a very good position for black.
Yeah, black's doing great here. He's up a pawn, and I don't see a way for white to regain it because black can just reinforce with pawn f5.
Yeah, black should just exchange up all the pieces and then the winning king and pawn. I think the king and pawn game is winning.
For sure.
Yeah, rook c3 it just helps black with bishop c4. But I don't see any other way.
Oops.
Anyway, white's just suffering a pawn down here.
Maybe he could have tried a 5. Okay, I know you were a pawn down, but I guess I'm just very aggressive.
No, you need to look at moves like pawn f5. It's all that's left. Sometimes that's an interesting idea. Queen f5, bishop g4.
But even that. So g5.
Black could play g takes f5.
Yeah, let me do a peek in on Kyron's game because it looks like there's been a little bit of development here. Has anything changed?
Yeah, black just went for this. This is about to be an equal game.
I don't think this is the right way.
This is now dead equal, I would say.
I mean, rook d8, bishop d5, just... Oh, wait, that is...
And white's got the better rook now.
But if you go rook d8, bishop d5, the black has rook e2, perhaps. But even then, king d1 and black has nothing.
Still, nobody's, I don't see what white can do to improve his position here.
But one thing about Kyron is he will try to improve it. And he's shown that.
Well, sure. I mean, but black can also do things to try to improve his. I mean, it's just one of those game positions where it looks like black's kind of misplayed it a little bit. Should have played d4 like we were talking about, Derek. Just going bishop takes c2 and exchanging the worthless c2 pawn for the strong d5 pawn. That's what it looks like. It was the wrong idea.
Let's do it.
Now the game is just equal, and if anything, white's maybe a little better here.
We'll do it.
Actually, looks like he's kind of tied up.
Checking on Jonah Bush, he had lost that pawn, but now he's trying to make the most of it.
Yeah, he's maintained a nice positional squeeze here.
Yeah, almost like he has compensation, sort of.
Yeah, I forgot.
Queen b8. Can black play queen b8? I think white's probably got enough compensation now. I mean, black's going on an adventure here with the queen.
No, I think the queen...
White can just play pawn a4 here. Right?
Or that.
Because the pawn on a4, I mean, it just allows queen a5, queen c3. That's...
Yeah, well, black can do that anyway, but meanwhile, white's going h4 and g5. Suddenly, this is looking... I think black should have thought about playing queen b8 there.
Yeah.
This is just going on a goose chase.
Maybe queen a5, queen c3, queen e3, and maybe the queen comes back in, and then interesting.
Remarkable bind white has on black here. But
so let's... Yeah. No, go ahead.
No.
Now, I was looking at this game because with Daniel Perlov and Ryan Wang, because we were looking at it initially where black looked like they were constricted a little bit, but now all of a sudden...
So black decided not to castle on the king side and keep his king in the center. And wow.
And seems to be working.
Yeah. Look at these pawns.
Yeah, this is probably just an easy win for black.
Yeah, pawn b2. How do you stop it? Yikes. I don't see it. I don't see it.
I think you have to go queen. I think you have to go queen g6.
And then pawn to b2.
Queen takes c2. Queen takes c2, rook c2, rook c2. You take b2, but it's not enough, obviously.
I mean, at d6 we can c1, right? Because
What?
queen takes g6, b2, queen takes c2, and then b takes c1.
Yeah, that's check as well. So I mean, it doesn't work, but I mean, try that.
Well, Daniel's done well here, I suppose.
Let's go back to Jonah Bush.
Queen d1 would probably win here too.
What king d1? Queen d1, yeah.
Yeah.
So black has lost some time here with his
the
queen move. Now
queen journey.
white should be resolute here and play pawn h4 and keep pushing black back.
Well, black's idea is queen e7. So you could try to stop it.
Yeah, knight c6 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, knight c6 might be a good idea. There's a lot of pressure on black here.
And played.
I think he's definitely gotten something going. Superbly placed white pieces right now. Just maybe black has to think about playing pawn e5 or something, and then rook e6.
Yeah, maybe then. Yeah, maybe then.
Maybe, I mean, black has to find some counterplay to draw the game, I'd say, at this point. White has such a bind. Black missed the chance to play queen b8, too, trying to get the queen off of that square.
Let's transition to board 4, which is Mansour Mohammed and Vishwa Nanuganda.
Oh, look at that. He castled queenside.
Yeah, and another game where black kept his king in the center. Yikes. This is as hairy as it gets. Jeez. Look at this.
I like white, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. I mean, was castling queenside the right way to go, though? Because now I feel like the king side is safer.
What if pawn to e4 here?
Good question.
And
Bishop
played.
c6 forces king takes, and then queen e2. But then rook b8, and I don't know if you have anything.
Why not queen h3? Because queen takes h3. Okay, I was thinking rook takes c5.
That's possible. I was actually looking at queen h3. White's playing for bishop's,
Bishop
this is
c4.
dangerous position. This is a crazy looking game.
Right.
I gotta say.
Bishop c4 coming.
Yeah. Something tells me White's gonna land a shot here.
Yeah. I think rook d5 is also a threat, even though black gets 2 rooks. I mean, the king is just going to get sliced by the 2 bishops and queen. So rook d5, I think, is a threat.
I think the slices should be a new tactic in chess. The slice. The Derek Wu slice. It's a new move.
It's
Never before.
a new tactic. I mean, it would
like
be
it.
the
I
same
like
as
it.
the skewer and the fork.
I mean, do you think
slice.
bishop g3? Do you think the bishop g3 is a slice move here?
Yeah.
Or you know what? h6 here, h6. See if black takes, and then bishop g3 is a slice.
Right, there you go. Yeah, we have a new chess idea.
A new chapter, and we're actually working on curriculum right now. We could add the slice to it.
Yeah, the slice. That's the new chess tactic. Well, this is some game where only Kasparov would be able to finish off the black king.
I mean, even Tal might be able to do it himself. Yeah, h6 is a pretty nice move.
King c7 is very canny. I mean, White maybe should have thought.
Wait, yeah, bishop g3 is good.
Queen e2 after e4. I'm not sure about the precision of some of these moves that I've been looking
Bishop
at.
g3 is good, I think, because bishop e5, maybe bishop c6, then bishop g3, and then bishop d5 is good for white, right? So bishop e5 is off the table.
Well, you have to be careful. There could be rook takes h4. I mean,
All right, so king b7 or king b6 here.
maybe the
Yeah.
king b6. All right.
Wow, no fear.
Yeah, this is the same way that Petrosian beat Kasparov once.
So what if h6? h6 here?
Well, bishop moves.
Well, you have to go to like f8 or something, or f6.
F6 looks good.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to find the move there.
But that's the point.
Yeah, when black played pawn to e4, there was maybe queen h3 was a better move than this queen e2. Black's been kind of calling his shots a little bit, and if white doesn't get something going here,
Bishop a6, rook a6, queen b5, king a7. It almost works. I really want that to work. I really want that to work.
Well, maybe, yeah.
And then rook d5, but I don't know. Maybe black has enough resources to defend. Rook b6 for starters.
That's a great idea.
Let's do a check-in on board one with Kyron Griffith and Theo.
Well, it looks like white has some slight play, but seems to be kind of vanishing.
Can anything be
This
done?
is still. I mean, what about rook d6 check or pawn to g3? Then bishop e6 and the rook comes over and attacks the a4 pawn. And that we're going to eventually get the exchange of the a4 pawn, the a pawn for the b pawn, and I don't know. Looks like black has enough to draw this.
And let's take a look at board three with Pranav, Siram, and
Rook
Jonah
e4
Bush.
is a good move, for sure.
Wow,
Black is just trying to hang tough here.
I don't know, maybe could you have a king walk to e5 for the sake of it? Just to put on some show.
Yeah. I've been talking about king walks lately.
Yeah, I read your article on Petrosian's king walks.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, but Petrosian's king walks are famous. So black gets to play knight h5 check.
Knight h5, knight g7 at some point is going to hurt for white.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you got to give squares to get squares.
Yeah, but I think there were better ways.
Maybe e5 was a little premature. But here's the king walk we were talking about.
To be honest with you, I think white should have just played around with his king, just for the sake of it.
Maybe black should have taken on g5 first before playing knight h5, because now if black takes on g5, white could actually take with the king.
But then
Maybe
f6
that's
check.
good.
No, but then f6 check is good for black, I think. You have to go back to g4.
Yeah, that's true. King g6, queen f7, mate.
Yeah.
Well,
Something's going to be made there, for sure.
King h7, then queen h7, mate.
Yeah.
Tough.
Oh no, that's, yeah. It's not actually made, is it?
Yeah, it is. I think it is.
No, because I have a pawn at h6. Oh no, I don't.
No.
Okay.
All right. E5 is played. It's interesting.
Wow.
Okay, we can't guess any of their moves anymore.
Let's go check in on. Let's check in on Elliot
Kasparov
Winslow's
calling
game.
me.
Oh, it just looks really bad for white.
Yeah, it's all coming. It's gonna come apart soon. It looks like.
Elliot's putting on the Ritz. Yeah.
Let's check this game out with PJ Leotino and Satvik Krishnan. We were looking at.
wow, the knight. Wait, he sacrificed the rook for the exchange?
Yeah, it looks like.
White's got to be a little careful here. What about queen b2 check now?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
What did white do there?
Bishop f. Oh, it's not mate. I almost freaked
Yeah,
out.
bishop f5 check actually might not work.
It doesn't matter, as long as there's perpetual.
I don't know that there is, though. I think, black has to take this way. Now white's probably golden here.
No.
Yeah. Well,
No, not.
Just queen g2, rook g1, right?
Yeah.
That probably will work.
Probably the best way to do it, too.
Still, it's dangerous position.
F3. Why is he playing this so quickly? He has 15 minutes.
That's always the question, Derek. When you watch
He has
these
15
games.
minutes. His king's on D3.
Yeah, I know. They walk through fire without fear.
What? Okay, Queen G2, trade queens. Queen G2 trades queens.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Missed it.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Black only had 27 seconds left.
Yeah, that'll do it. All right, let's go back and check this crazy position out with Jonah Bush and Pranav. Wait, something just happened. What happened here?
White's going to play Queen E5 and then get
Whoa,
mated.
that's insane.
Queen C8 check. Wow.
Yikes.
Box just up a piece.
I think, but
So this is
I
what
think-
happened. E5.
E5's a great move, I think. The White King is in a lot of danger suddenly.
There.
And on knight E5, you've got
I mean,
rook
yeah, I was
E5.
right when E5 was played. I said I was gonna say that I think GH6 should be played, even though I haven't calculated anything. But I
I
just had a
think
feeling
White messed up with this pawn to G5 move. He's a piece down now and in a mating net.
wow, I didn't expect that. Thought the king was safe, but percent
No, G5. He walked into trouble. Queen E5, Queen C8 check is actually
That's crazy.
a nice geometric little mate there, or a mate after White keeps interposing pieces.
That's really unfortunate.
Wow. Just like that. No, that was a nice resource by Pranav Sairam finding that.
Yeah. Well, G5 just kind of encouraged this, and E5 was a very good move.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move to board one. The rooks came off the board between Kyron Griffith and Theo.
Wow.
Well,
I guess White's chances increased a little bit here, but
yeah. But I can't say that Black's chances.
well, there's some scenarios I can see White winning this now. This is really it's interesting to see how this happened. Backtrack a move or two. How the rooks got exchanged.
So we'll go
I'd
to
like
here.
see that.
I'll wait till you see it because
Yeah, okay.
there.
Bishop F3, and Black didn't play Rook H4, but played what?
Rook
Rook back to
E6,
E6. Then what?
G3, there.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at.
Well, what do you think? I mean, White's got minimal winning chances, but they're there, very slight.
I mean, I'm just gonna make an assumption here. I assume that Kyron's really good at end games because I think he pretty much plays the Scotch 4 Knights exclusively. So you have to be to maintain a 2400 plus rating and playing the 4 Knight Scotch every game. You have to be really good at grinding out this position.
So F Pawn is asking in the chat if Derek, if you are now the new GM in residence.
You could say that, I guess.
Yeah, so you are the GM in residence Tuesday night, tonight on August 11th. So you can claim that title, and I'll back you up.
So Black is in danger of losing the F pawn here, but maybe could come in with King D5, King C4, King B3.
Well, what does Black play here?
Well,
I guess
Black could straight away play King
D5. Yeah, King D5 I think is forced. Or maybe
And
not
then
forced.
We're getting into all kinds of unknown territory.
And in the other game we
King
were
D-
watching, Pranav Saram
Whoa.
did beat Jonah Bush.
King D5, King D2, King C4, Bishop E6
Whoa,
mate
whoa, whoa.
was hilarious.
What if F4 here? King D5, King D2. And if King E4, then Bishop B7 is checkmate.
Yeah, there's some funny checkmates there. I saw the other checkmate too with if black played King D4, King D2, King C4, Bishop E6 was mate with the black bishop at B5.
Wow, that's really fancy as well, yeah. Yeah, so King D... What?
Whoa.
King F2,
Oh, nice. But
trapping the black bishop.
And White's just winning the endgame, I guess, like after
King
Bishop
D3,
just take.
G4, King C3, G5.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
White's the best.
Wow.
Wow.
And King E4 is not going to help. Yeah. This was just
Yeah.
experience coming to the fore here.
And you knew he was going to do
Black
this.
just kind of went
I mean,
along with it.
I mean, he's done this so many times where he just waits for the moment.
Yeah.
This is the difference between a chess master, a strong master, able to judge these end games, the transitions. It didn't look to me like that bishop endgame was so easy. I think I'm not sure that how black went into this. So let's see.
Yeah.
King C3, G5. Is there any way that you can queen your C pawn?
I doubt it.
F takes G.
I mean, with the
F
fact
takes
that,
G.
yeah, I don't think there will be a way.
H takes G, H. No, there's just nothing. There's King E4 must be the only move here, but then King G3 and black's gonna be in Sichuan eventually.
So what if you played B5 there?
King G3, B5?
Yeah.
I suspect G5
I
is
think
also
white can just run black into Sichuan.
Well, I mean, G5 is also just winning here, I think.
Yeah.
G5 is a little trickier, right? I mean, F takes G5, F takes G5, black wins the pawn. Then
Yeah, but by the time they could get to G5, you get to E4. King F6, King D5 should be a win. Yeah.
I think you're probably right. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was a very good conversion from Byron.
Yeah, and he had enough time to see all that. I mean, Theo's down to a minute, but looks like it might be too late now.
King G5, King E4, King G4, King G5, King F5, King C6.
One way you could just force the promotion of a pawn is just by playing King D3, right? Because B5, H5, I think that's what you were saying, Paul, before. And then G5 is just kind of devastating because you can't really stop the pawn.
Say that again?
So King G3, B5, and then H5.
Yeah, H5. And then if King E3, G5.
Yeah.
That wins.
All right.
I think a lot of things win here.
Yeah, I think a lot of things do win. I think, yeah.
Yeah, he goes for G5, which...
Well, it's a bit of a photo finish. F takes G5.
I would have tried HG5, but
Oh, H takes G5. H5 is a
Yes, but does it really work? Because king f5 and the king should be back.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't work. It's not quite the same position that I was
I
thinking.
think it's still winning though, because king g3 and
King g3, g4. King g4.
Or king d5.
maybe it's not winning. No, I think that's wrong.
King
That should be a
f4,
draw,
king
yeah.
c6, king e4, king b6, c4, king c5, king d3. Black is going to win the c pawn, but white's going to queen, and his king is close enough easily to win the position.
Oh, b5. No, b5 doesn't work here.
Yeah.
Black plays king g5, king e4, king g4, king d5, king f4, king c6, king e4, king b6, c4, king c5, king g3, and then white can just play king b4. So black can't even get
Start with c4. Yes, start with c4 here.
Wow, yeah.
That's a touch of class, yes. King d5?
Yeah, that's even that. Either way was a win.
Wow, and then H.
Yeah, after king takes d4, but white can just play king b5. So there's no problem no matter what.
There it is, right there.
Right? Yeah, I mean, this existed in the other position 5 moves ago as well.
Fantastic win by FIDE master Kyron Griffith. And he
Yeah, I think
goes
this
to
is a good
4-0.
lesson for Theo. In my opinion, this is like this was, I think, maybe lost a couple of times by black earlier on.
So here we are with Elliot Winslow's game and Patrick Liu. It
Wow.
is,
I mean, this seems really unnecessary from black. But
white to move here.
So rook f1 check. Oh, rook f3, queen g3 mate. No, it's not mate.
I know. I was looking at that too, and I was like, oh, it's got to be mate right now. But no, we're going to g3. Or g3 square is covered by the queen and rook.
is queen b8 not going to be a perpetual? I guess
It might be. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, and he did not play that.
No, because queen b8 check, king j4, and then queen b8 check, king h4, you don't have queen d8 check.
That's true. That's true.
But I have queen h7.
Rook f3 here.
I have queen h7 in that position though.
What if
Okay.
rook f3, then queen b8?
You rook f3, and then queen b8, king g3. Wait, what about queen g3? Wait,
Yeah,
what about-
that's gonna win the f pawn. That's gonna win a pawn. Maybe lose the game.
Okay, queen g8 here.
King h6 at rook h1 check. That would be horrible ends. Well, now the black king is going to walk all over the board.
I think it's just a perpetual and there's nothing black can do about it.
Wait, what was wrong with king e3 there? Instead of king g5?
I don't know, he's probably too scared to calculate it.
Can't.
He can sneak to e3 though. Like queen d7, king e5, queen e7, king d4. But then queen a7 is a nice touch. Queen e7 and then king d4, queen a7 is a very nice touch. Okay, check. Check on d7.
Looks like a draw. I
Yeah.
agree. But
Queen e7. King d4,
They're
queen
just-
a7.
repeating moves. King f4?
Wow, white did not
Wow.
repeat.
He didn't repeat.
There
What?
it is. There it is. Draw. And
Wow.
that's kind
Elliot's
of an
having
amazing
a
result.
tough evening.
Yeah.
Elliot's having a tough evening.
So let's take a look at
Who's
this
winning
game
that game? What a
that-
disappointment.
that's still going with Mansour Mohammed and Vishwa Nanuganda.
Oh, that's nice. King into c3 is meant by queen in 1 second. Oh. Ouch.
Ouch, it's right. Now there's a huge pawn ready to queen. That guarantees at least a draw for black, if not a
Wait,
win.
what? Wait, what if the king went to c4? Wasn't white just winning? Instead of king e4? There's no... then queen e2 check.
Okay. Yeah.
Pawn c2. You're probably going to lose the pawn with pawn.
No, you go queen f1. Just go queen f1.
Why did black play queen d2 check?
Queen f2. Go queen f2. Queen f2. Come on. Queen f2. Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
Yes, c2, queen d2, and queen f1. Yeah. As Derek said.
It's gonna be a
Black has no time to think here.
I think it's just a draw, though. Oh, or not.
Well played by black, but this got to be a draw, right?
Just take the pawn with check.
Yeah, take a pawn with check for sure, right?
White can think about winning, actually.
Oh,
if they can get the queen, if you get the queen to
careful.
h6, if you can get the queen to h6 and then play king c3.
Oh!
Queen h6, black can play queen d1.
Wow. That's
No. I mean queen h6 with check. If you can get queen h6 with check, or queen on that diagonal with check, and then play king c3.
Black flagged. Black flagged.
But then queen d1 threatens to make a queen.
Yeah, and then king b2.
Queen b1 check.
Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, that pawn at c2 has got to be worth at least a draw.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That was complex.
Yeah.
So we still got this game going between Kevin Roberts. Actually, I don't know if this game is.
This looks good for black. Knight h4.
Yeah, it looks great for black, I agree.
Yeah, but isn't this...
It's also up a pawn.
I'm actually not even sure this game is part of the tournament, actually. It's a player in the tournament that's now playing. I think the game ended. And
Okay.
So I just texted with Judith to see if that is all the games. And then someone, that's Shashwat Sivakumar, is asking, there is supposed to be an increment, G35 plus 2. I think all the games in the round are done. Judith will be in the chat to confirm that pretty soon. And then, as she always does, in a few minutes after the round, she'll update the standings. But tentatively looking, I know Kyron's got 4-0. Rui has 4-0, and I think they are the only players with perfect score. So
Round 5.
Yeah, so round 5, we should see the matchup of Kyron Griffith and Rui Yang Yan, which will be an exciting matchup to watch. Both played white in this round, so we'll have to look at the color distribution to see who would get white. But those are the only two that will go into next week with a perfect score. Pranav Sairam was going to be at 3.5. And then it looks like Mansoor won that last game we were looking at. Is that right? Yeah. So he'll be at 3.5 also. And so, yeah, pretty impressive performance by two people you would think would be the front runners, Kyron and Rui. And then we get to see them play each other, which is going to be an exciting round 5 to follow.
There have been some interesting... Elliot's obviously out of form today.
He had some connection issues even during his game, and that can be distracting because one of the cool things that we have is we have sort of like a Zoom help desk. So when players run into like issues or problems, they just hop on a Zoom and then they can jump in and talk to Judith about the issues, and then we can deal with them. We actually had that today. So it helped. It helped prevent games from being completely, we had 2 issues, and that's why I had to step away a couple of times because we had some tournament director issues. but they involve disconnections and what have you. So we got those going. So fantastic. So let me check. Let me put the link where people can look at the updated standings when they are updated. It is there in the chat now. There were 3. There's one that I know I'm waiting to hear about. And Judith said standings will be up in about 3 minutes. So what do you think, guys? What's the takeaway from the round 3 and 4? Just Kyron's a beast and doesn't give up, and he's gonna squeeze you to the last drop of blood.
Never go into the four nights end game against Kyron.
Never. Don't go into a 4 nights end game. So
don't worry, Paul. You'll have a lot of fireworks next week. I'm sure they're tired of positional play now.
Yeah. And Paul, we've had it where we've had weeks where just multiple games are just kind of like wild slugfests. And then we have those weeks where people are playing positional chess.
Roy and Kyron are completely different. They're both attacking players, so it's going to be interesting to see the game.
Right. And
their approach to the opening is very different, though.
And Rui's a Sicilian
much
player.
more solid in the opening, and Kyron is.
Seems like Kyron's just good at every.
Jumps out of the gate with the Najdorf and the Benoni and the extremely sharp openings, and Roy is like, all right, I'll defend the Slav, and stuff like that. So it's
and actually let me plug something. We have a big major event coming at the end of the month. It's actually a 2-day event. It's the Mechanics Institute Summer Chess Festival, and we're gonna have a 2-day 6-round tournament that's kind of like the main event. It's going to be G60 plus 5 each round. It's going to be Saturday and Sunday, so we're going to do 3 rounds Saturday, 3 rounds Sunday. We're going to have a $1,400 prize pool based on 80 entries, but we feel confident we'll hit that. And Joshua's in the chat. So there it is. It's in the chat. So go check that out. We'll be.
What are the dates?
It's going to be August 29th and 30th.
Okay.
Now, the festival on the Saturday, we're going to have the 3 rounds of the main event, and then Saturday night, we're going to have the Blitz Championship. And then on Sunday, we're going to have the 3 rounds, the final 3 rounds of the tournament, and then Sunday night, we're going to have Fisher Random Tournament.
Wow.
So we're going to have a lot of chess action, and on the Sunday also, on Chess Kid, we're going to have a kids event. So Summer Chess Festival.
Can I play in that one?
Yeah, you can be a part of it. You're a
The
kid at heart.
kids. I'll play in the kids tournament.
Yeah, play the kids tournament. Let me see if the let me see if we have the new updated standings. We know who the top 2 are. Let's see, we got it yet. Yep, we have the updated standings. So Kyron and Rui, they are ahead of the bunch. They're both 4-0. They will be playing each other next week on board 1. That'll be exciting. A lot of action. We have a lot of Rui fans all over the place. Pranav Sairam and Mansour Mohammed are the only 2 with 3.5. So they'll be playing each other. And then we have a whole bunch at 3 points, but it's an 8-round tournament, so there's a lot of time to make up. So we have Nitish, Nathan, Theo Biasis. We got Judith. She sneak up on me.
Yes, I sneaked up on you guys. I want to take the opportunity to tell you guys something and to really highlight a player that should win the sportsmanship of the tournament award. So the reason why the standings were a little late is that we had one game where the player was totally winning, and his browser didn't recognize the opponent's move, and he just saw that the opponent's clock is ticking. And I know that this is a common bug, and the opponent obviously was, and actually let's say, so it was Yorgos and Kevin's son, and Yorgos was winning, and he didn't, his browser didn't recognize the move, and Kevin won on from timeout. So, and Kevin offered for a rematch. So they're gonna play out that game. So the standing is tentative because it does have Kevin as winning the game, but they're going to replay that match, and that will be counting on the standings, replacing the results that's currently in. But I'm just a big shout out to Kevin who offered the rematch because he realized that the opponent was totally winning and it wasn't his fault, and just a big shout out to him. Okay.
Yeah, he loves to play chess.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the extra points because he knows that he has to win that point.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm very.
He gets a chance to win the game again or try to win.
Anyway, so
if he wins again. And that's sort of the fine line as directors, because you have, what, standards should be done, and that's the rules, right? And it also puts the expectation that, others would ask for that and, feel they should get it. But you know what? I mean, sometimes it's good that every now and then, organizers have the ability where, if someone's trying to show that sportsmanship and we can do it, why not do it and make what's right? And this is one of those instances. And
and Kevin did not have to offer this per rules. It was his game. But we used the Zoom meeting again. That helped us Zoom because both players were there, or the father.
And it's an interesting thing, Jude. It's because it's online that we're sort of able to do this easily, right? I mean, if something like this happened in a live tournament, it's not quite so easy to say, all right, well, let's run it again or something, right? So
but over the board, you don't really get these bugs, right?
No, right. But I'm just saying, just the nature of online that allows us to kind of reset and.
So they're gonna play it probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and then we'll update the results. Okay, but and everything should be fine.
Also, shout out to both players for kind of being
players, but especially Kevin, very, very, very much so.
Yeah, and we love Kevin to death, and he does a lot of stuff with mechanics. So. Good. Now you do more, and we love you for it.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. So the standings are up. Pairings will come out next Monday. We sort of have an idea of the top two boards. We just don't know the colors yet. But it was a lot of fun. I think next week will be a lot of action. And Derek, National Master Derek Wu, thanks for joining the broadcast and the show. And Tehas, thanks for joining the broadcast. And
thanks, Tehas.
Tehas will be sending messages to everyone in the mechanics online community very soon. And that's Michael Walder saying hey to Derek right there, Golko fan. And awesome. Good job, Paul. Fantastic broadcast. It was a lot of fun to have everyone together doing this.
Absolutely. It was as smooth could be.
And Derek and Tehas, in certain moments, it was nice to have you guys carrying the broadcast because I had a few issues to deal with. And then, Paul taking a little coffee break. And you guys are awesome running it. So thank you. And then Judith's laughing at me right now, and that's all right.
No problem.
And as always, thank you to Judith keeping the round times solid on time, all the standings and pairings up. And heck of a show.
Good night, everybody.
It was awesome.
Yep.
Go to sleep, get something to eat, do what you got to do, and we will see you this Saturday. Join
Saturday, yes.
for the Blitz Tournament of the Americas, and you'll hear more about it. We're gonna hit your email and everything else you have, and maybe we'll see Derek there playing. And maybe we'll extend an organizer's invite to Tehas if he's free on Saturday to play that. So, all right, guys, thank you for joining, and we will see everyone soon.